Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes!
On today's episode, we're going to talk about one thing we love and one thing we hate about all Eastern Conference teams. We got some big old news like Joel Embiid signing an extension, Adrian Wojnarowski retiring from breaking news, and some huge blockbuster fantasy football trades. How we feeling today, boys?
I'm feeling immaculate. How you feeling?
Feeling great, man.
I'm feeling so good because you saw it too. I got the biggest compliment from our community on the last video where they were saying that my hair looked fake. So I think I have hit Jalen. I never looked at myself like that. Like I just had some premier hairline
The
or
Lego
whatever.
piece. You remember that from back in the day?
But if that's the type of comments I'm gonna be getting, I'm truly flattered.
I also saw a lot of comments like, Pierre, stop eating with your mouth full. So I see you got some snacks.
I'm
So
gonna
when you snack him,
I eat the way I eat, man.
push that mic away.
I eat the way I eat.
Wasn't there? Don't we all know like a like we used to all go to this barbershop that we used to all live by? Wasn't there a guy in there that always looked like he had a fake beard on? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about. I didn't go.
Oh yeah, he didn't go there.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't go to the same.
Oh yeah,
bar,
that's
but we
also
all
a big
seen
compliment
him.
from my uncle too, who cuts my hair. I can't wait to show him them comments. It's gonna make him wanna
Give you more cuts.
no, but like he gonna really take his. My uncle take his time anyway. Like
Yeah.
sometimes he be pissing me off, but he really gonna be. Let me hold up.
I be feeling the same way. I be like, bro, you cutting the same spot for 5 minutes.
He really finna be. Hold up, sit, look up. Okay, look down. All right, but you know, you gotta look good. Take that hat off.
Yeah,
No,
I
thanks.
think being a
Why
barber.
you ain't taking the hat off? You insecure about your hair?
No, I think that the first cut is always whack because your hair got to get used to laying itself back down.
You do gotta get
So,
So when I cut my hair, even
mean,
that was the case.
Does your hair be
not
cold?
there.
Or does your
Your-
head be cold?
Your hair ain't
No.
laying down. Do you wear a do-rag?
I do wear a do-rag.
Did you wear one immediately?
Yes.
Then your hair should be laying down.
Not yet. It's been
Damn.
2 days. It still ain't done it completely. But yeah, haircut boys. We all got fades. Once upon a time, he had dreads. I had twists. Pierre had cornrows. Darrick had the afro. It's all gone. We all just.
The afro, if we would have ever been able to.
The big natural.
Remember he was going to get the dreads.
Oh yeah, that still ain't out of the realm of possibility.
My hair didn't grow long enough.
We got to make it happen.
The dreads was going to be tough.
They was.
The dreads was going to be tough.
They were
I
gonna
was
look like what's bro name that was in Scary Movie 4? Anthony blank when he had the
Anthony
fake
Anderson?
jersey. Anthony Anderson.
Oh,
with him and Kevin
oh,
Hart.
hell no.
Crazy.
Shout out to Anthony Anderson,
Shout
man.
out to him. What's Drop the Mic?
It's also Jersey Day and you ain't get the invite.
Oh yeah. What's going on?
No, there was no Jersey day. Unless y'all got another group chat.
No.
Ain't nobody say nothing about
This
no
was
Jersey.
not playing.
I had this plan last night. Sometimes I,
He had his clothes laid out on the side of
sometimes
the
the
bed.
night before I think about what I'm gonna wear, so I don't have to be in a rush.
Mhm.
Like I already planned out. I was like, all right, bet.
Same, because
Big Cubs guy.
big Cubs guy, I guess. But tomorrow's the WNBA playoffs, so I decided to rock my favorite player, Fee, his jersey. So shout out to her. Shout out to the Lynx, man. We going to the chip.
No, they're not.
Oh, okay.
Drop the mic is, who do you think will be your least watched team this
Shoot
season?
in the mic.
My least watched team undoubtedly is going to be the Brooklyn Nets. I just filmed a video because I'm doing like a video about all 30 NBA teams. The Brooklyn Nets came up on my like wheel, and I was like, fuck, I got to put together a 10-minute video about the Brooklyn Nets.
Mhm.
The only way I'm watching a ton of Brooklyn Nets is if Cam Thomas does some crazy stuff, and if the Ben Simmons thing is real. That's the only way I'm going to watch a lot of Brooklyn Nets. And even the Cam Thomas stuff, I can watch moments of Cam Thomas without locking
him
into
again,
them
yeah.
live. So it's going to be them.
You heard him. Ben Simmons, baby.
They say he a healthiest he's
Ben
been in a
Simmons,
minute.
baby.
They said that
It's-
last year.
It's
The year
so
before
funny
that.
But that means
that's the
he's just
time in the
only healthier
off-season.
than he was last year.
Ben Simmons, baby.
He's played less than a third of the games over the last 4 years. It's like, it's the year.
He gonna get
So the
some
odds are
later.
with him.
I will say he is ahead of schedule. Like he's already playing 5-on-5 before training. Like he's not going into the season hurt.
Oh, I didn't know he shouldn't have been playing 5-on-5 all summer. But who your least favorite team? I mean, least watchable team.
Probably the Jazz.
Wow.
I feel like there's a lot of good teams out west. I just don't really see myself running to watch their games.
I think the reason I watch a lot of Jazz because Larry marketing, but also they got so many young dudes over there that I'm waiting to see who gonna pop. Is it gonna be Taylor Hendricks finally? Will it be Bryce Sensabaugh, who's all over my TikTok For You page doing like carnival shots and stuff like that? Keontae George, can he get that?
Wait, that's a
efficiency
consistent
up?
thing, or you saw one video?
No,
I saw
multiple.
one video.
I
I
saw
saw
one
one
video,
video,
too.
then I saw somebody stitch that video, and I saw somebody stitch the stitch video. It was it was like a big ass rabbit hole about Bryce Sensabaugh. And I was like, oh, okay.
Look what his girlfriend has started.
Yeah. But they got so many young players over there that I don't think I'll be watching them a lot come February, but at least early in the season, that's the team I'll be watching.
Yeah, I think my long-term answer, because when the season starts, we're going to watch
Yeah,
everybody.
that's what I was saying yesterday.
The
on stream.
Wizards.
The
Just being
Wizards,
honest,
yeah.
I'm not about to. I like Bilal. I like some of the young guys that they got. I like what they're doing over there, but it's still so thrown together and it's still so early in the earliest stages that I just what I mean. It's just like their star player is Kyle Kuzma, who again I like and he's solid, but Kyle Kuzma, is he the talent that makes me turn on my TV and stop other games to watch?
You
we
got to
use that
parlay
word?
on him.
Can we use the word star player or just best player?
Yeah,
He's
I
the
mean
best
he's
player on the team.
yeah, he's the best player.
Yeah.
They're gonna market him, so that's why I threw the star in there. I'm sure he has a billboard, and
I'm
the
sure he
Kobe
does.
White
Were they
has
the
a
team that
billboard
kept
out
just
here.
switching players out like every other game or something? It was like Gafford versus Embiid. Then it was like Kuzma versus Embiid. Or was that a different team that was doing that?
I know exactly what you're talking
I
about.
know what you're talking about, but I can't remember.
I
who
think
it
that was the Wizards like media or like because they got the conglomerate of like all of the Washington games, Washington DC games. I think it was their
Oh,
broadcast
you talking
team.
about like the key playoff
The
match?
key
yeah,
playoff
yeah,
matchups.
yeah, it was them. It was them. But yeah, they just
One time
don't.
is Denny.
They just
Danny
don't
was
have.
their best player last year. He
Yeah,
gone.
and now he's gone.
Yeah.
And they just don't have anybody that I think could pull me away from the other teams. Again, I'm going to tune in, but we talking about over a course of 82 games. I think my league pass will say that they're going to be the smallest percentage of those games that I watch throughout a course of 82 games.
Shout out to League Pass for having that wrapped up at the end of the year.
I want them to expand.
But mine bugged up. I never got my results
Oh, you
because
never got it?
it's something bugged up. I remember we was all up here, and I'm like, wait, what did I do wrong? What did I press wrong? And I never could get the results. So,
That's tough.
but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a tough
you're
question.
Right, KB. They should upgrade. They should make it more in depth.
Mm-hmm.
I think the coolest one that I've seen is it said like how many points you watch being scored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to see the amount.
Yeah. Now it showed you like the most points you watched, and mine was Joel Embiid's 73-point game. So that was all fun. Expanded to let us know all 30 teams. Like they only told you what your top 5.
Yeah.
I want to see who my 2019 was. Because the 30th is going to be the Bulls because they're in market. So what was the team I literally watched the least? It'd probably be the Brooklyn Nets this year.
Yeah, it sucks that if you miss a Bulls game, you essentially just missed the game. Like you can't, and on League Pass, you can't really rewatch it for like
I
5
record
days.
every Bulls game.
You said what?
I record every Bulls game.
Oh, you
So if
record
you
them?
want to rewatch
Oh.
a game, just let me know. I got you. I'll send you the login.
Yeah, you got YouTube TV?
Yeah, you just got to.
No, I got Hulu. I
Okay.
could record them on Hulu though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, just
Why
do
your
it that way.
mans couldn't do you a favor yesterday?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Because of the way you said it. You said it like he was your damn assistant.
He definitely did.
It's like, what the hell?
Well, it's like,
I was gonna clown him if he did it. I ain't gonna lie.
why? He got to come back my house on the way to the crib.
Because
It's one turn.
the way you worded it was just like he was your pet assistant.
No.
No,
If Dino's hit me up and
I'ma
said,
go
hey,
read it.
I see you at Jewel.
There was no
Get me-
context.
Give me some Kiwis. I'm going to give my bro some Kiwis and drop them off at
Did
the
he?
crib.
He didn't tell y'all he seen me at Trader Joe's.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, the one in
We
Nick-
ran into each other at Trader Joe's. As I was
Damn,
leaving,
bro. Trader
he was
Joe's
walking
getting a
in.
lot of promo from this pod over the last month.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was. I had just dropped off my dog to get a haircut, and I walked over to Trader Joe's.
Your
and he
who?
was- my dog.
Oh, I thought you said daughter.
It did sound like you said daughter.
I'm like, whoa, she's getting haircuts.
It did
What is
say
going
daughter, but I
on?
knew he meant dog because I remember him telling me, and he was like, "It's like
So y'all
From the
finally got to
place
shop
right
together because
there.
we shopped together a few different
No,
times.
was
he was
leaving
walking
out.
out, and I was walking
He
in.
was
So look,
walking in.
you said, man, if Derek texts me like I see you at Trader Joe's, grab me some. Listen to how you said it. Meals, period.
Oh, it didn't add him?
No, it's just
Oh,
meals.
so I
Dot.
tried to at you.
Give me some Trader Joe's Takis. Drop them off at the crib.
It do sound like an assistant.
There was no.
Well, also, the way you saying it make it seem.
but that's
very,
how, I'm reading that. I'm saying how I read it. There was no.
let me read it the way I intended.
There
it.
was no. I see you at Trader Joe's, or hey, if you still up there, could you please grab me some of these and drop them off on the way?
This is how I said it. Meals. Give me some Trader Joe's Takis. Drop them off on the crib. Drop them off at the crib. Because me, Darrick, and Pierre live so
no,
close
please,
together.
no, thank you.
I would have said thank you if he did it. But the way Darrick got to get home, it's one extra turn. It might take an extra, 2 minutes to
That
drop
is
him off at
crazy.
my
We
crib.
all live on the same.
Yeah.
It sound if you could visualize in our head, in your head where we live, you would know. But it's the way we talk about it. People probably think we live on like
Yeah, like I can knock on
like
his
y'all
door.
Right.
live on that same.
But
street
you
as
do
Ed,
have
Ed
to
and Eddie. all on the
he do
same
got to
street.
pass both of
Yeah.
our cribs to get to his crib. But you know what's crazy for him on the flip side?
What's that?
We don't ever have to pass his
No.
crib to get to our crib.
Yeah,
So
not at
we would
all.
have to. If I went to Trader Joe's, I would go out my way
Yeah.
to give you something, but you would have to pass me. But damn, what was I about to say?
I will be going to Trader Joe's after the podcast to get those Takis.
Them Takis is a hit.
And
What
I
did you
was-
get? Where did y'all get?
Okay, no, I do got
Oh, that's what I remember. I figured out. When you want to contact him, don't text. You have to call.
some.
I was texting him.
Well, you know, he was also talking in the other group chat, so I know he's seen the message.
that be the thing.
We
That
got
be the,
two group chats. We have one with all 12 of the friends, and we also got an NOTB one.
We don't have that many friends.
9, I'm sorry, 9 friends.
That be the thing though. That's why I like we was talking about a trade that didn't happen in our
Yeah.
in the group chat. I mean, that didn't happen in our fantasy league. But I'm texting him and I'm going back and forth with somebody else too because I'm trying to put together a trade. And he's texting, but then he'll stop. But then he'll do some other shit that I can see. And I'm talking to the other dude who's saying he's talking to him. So I stopped saying, like, let me call him because I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the
Like we said, huge fantasy trades happen.
what? Yeah, we'll get to.
We'll get to that later.
But what
in the
you get,
episode.
Mike?
I do got some new hits for y'all. It was.
They probably owe hits for us. But we
It could be. They got an apple, like a little Dutch apple pie or whatever.
Is that the thing you was talking about?
I know you're not talking about the apple cluster.
Yeah,
That's the thing I've been talking about.
You late.
I'm late.
You late.
You
He don't
ain't
be
had it.
listening when we be talking.
Okay, what else did I get? I got some. You probably won't like it, or I don't know if y'all like it because it's like I think it's more so like Indian, but they got Samoas. They Samoas is like elite. Like I would recommend.
Like the
never-
cookie?
I haven't really
not a.
dived
It's
into
not a
the
cookie.
Indian
It's like
section.
rice, meaning like veggies wrapped up in like a little
Oh,
pastry.
okay.
I
It's
thought
like
it was a
Indian
cookie
food.
Too. I thought,
Because I'm
ain't
thinking
it
about,
not
I'm
No,
thinking about
there's
the Girl
some-
Scout cookies.
Yeah,
Oh,
Samoas.
right,
Oh, okay.
right.
But I don't know.
I
But
had
you know
bought
what I'm
this-
talking about, right?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah.
I had bought this chicken dip, this chicken bacon and ranch dip. That shit was so mad. I had to go back and I got the buffalo chicken dip, which I
Yeah.
Well,
to
you
cook.
went back?
yesterday I went back.
Did you
Oh,
return
I
it?
thought you
I
did it like in the same.
No,
say
when
you
I went,
still
when I,
ain't get the
Right, that's what I was
no,
about
when
to
I
say.
went and saw Mike, that's when I got the buffalo chicken and ranch.
I got some
dip.
buffalo chicken dip too.
Oh, the buffalo,
The
chicken. The
buffalo
buffalo
chicken-
chicken dip is good.
Yeah,
No,
it's
that,
got like the
I'm
perfect
not a
mix.
huge buffalo chicken dip, but I do like buffalo blast, which is basically buffalo chicken dip inside of the
yeah.
stuff, right? So yeah, I don't know. Trader Joe's don't really miss on the stuff that they do. That like when you like something,
Mhm.
that stuff
Yeah,
gonna
the
hit.
breakfast,
What
like
was you
all the
putting us up?
pancakes.
Yeah, the Korean pancakes.
Oh, apparently, like I've been eating them. I ate them as like breakfast.
It's a
But
dessert.
yeah, it's a dessert actually.
That's hilarious.
And, like on the back of it, it shows you how you like they put vanilla cream and vanilla ice cream in the middle of the pancakes, and that's how you're supposed to eat it. Was never
Because
eaten
that
it
looked like a flat cinnamon roll when I saw the bag and it had the thing. I couldn't really
Yeah,
see
that's
exactly
kinda
what
what
the
it
middle.
is.
Okay.
They're like Korean pancakes. That was the only time I've ever had Korean pancakes. I've never like seen them at a restaurant.
Did you like that orange chicken bowl?
I didn't eat it yet.
Oh,
Oh,
I still
waiting
it's
for
haven't.
the
actually
right time.
solid.
I
Is
still
this-
haven't had the orange chicken.
Did you have the cake yet?
What cake?
The Mon Lava cake.
No, it's actually sitting in the freezer. No.
I got one in the freezer too.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the City Edition jerseys?
Yeah.
They were so low effort that like I was so.
Some of them were
disappointed.
kind of heat though. Like,
Like which ones?
I feel like
I
didn't
really
see
like
all
the
of them.
Cavs. The Cavs ones were super dope. The Knicks ones were
The,
super
like-
dope.
The like wine and gold on a white.
Yeah, you talking about for the Cavs?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cavs ones I actually really rocked with. I thought the Magic one was cool with the little star too.
Oh, it seemed like you really dove in on them. I
well,
haven't had
on
a chance.
stream we had looked at all 30 of them, and those are the ones that kind of like stuck out.
Okay.
But a lot of them, I agree, was kind of me.
Yeah, I didn't see all 30 because I saw like some of them and I was just like, it's not worth me diving into.
I don't like the way they do it.
It's all plain and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that they do it. It being every single season just waters it down, making it so that you
That's
don't have
true.
an opportunity to get really good ones. I really like the baseball model, where every season like 4 or 5 teams get a new jersey, and those things are the staples. You remember the South Side Chicago White Sox
Yep.
jersey? They had a baby blue Wrigleyville
Yes,
jersey.
they
Those
did.
things were hot because they took like 3 years to make. You got to think about these designers are making 30 a year, so it's hard to get like real. The Bulls one looks exactly like the Dallas Mavericks one. I'm like, what are we doing here? But I understand they would never shift back because somebody's gonna buy all 30 NBA jerseys. And
Yeah, we see kids all the
You know?
time going viral because they got a Cavs Darius Garland jersey in 15 different variations.
yeah.
My thing.
I
is,
like when the players used to model them.
Yeah.
That give me a bet when it's just like a stock image of the jersey. It's not. But when you got the dude with the sleeve and how he gonna dress it. They'd be like, oh, okay, that look
They'll
actually
probably
decent.
do that around media day when they officially announce.
Oh,
them.
that's true.
And that media day is what, the 22nd of? No, 22nd is the start of the season. I think media day is like next week.
I still got my NBA
preseason like 2 weeks.
Still got my
a little bit
NBA
less than 2
TV
weeks.
shirts from when I was supposed to go to the Bucks media day.
Gotta rock those.
That was gonna be funny. But what you about to say?
I just think it's unfortunate that the league, people seem to dislike the new look of the jerseys, how they've regressed over time. Like, they've literally gotten worse, but they are doing nothing to, like, get people back interested in the jerseys. Like, they kind of just like, we know some people going to buy them, so we still just going to keep rocking out with the same boring, same designs. I mean, we're not going to put no effort into them.
Do you think that's because you're just on Twitter? Because the NBA's argument could say that's what they say on Twitter, but from when we look at the analytics, people are buying and supporting the jerseys. Because you can't just go off of what Twitter is saying. They'll complain about everything.
Or are they buying them just? Some people could be buying them just to support their favorite players or whatever. They could also be not buying them because they look fire too. Like, sometimes I will buy a jersey, like the classic ones, even though I might not rock with the team, but like the jerseys just look good.
Well, that's going to be because it's also nostalgic. It's also like a throwback jersey. But it's like also every team has like 3 or 4 or 5 jerseys. It ain't like there's just one singular jersey. So
I just don't get how the throwbacks, as in technology and everything has improved, look significantly better than the newer era.
I can tell you with 100% certainty in 20 years, there are going to be people reminiscing about the 2025 City jerseys.
I agree.
Nostalgia is just a weird thing. Everybody hated the big purple dinosaur Toronto Raptors jersey in real time, but now we look back on it 30 years later, like, oh, that was the shit. I would assume that some of these jerseys are going to have the same effect 20 years from now.
I agree wholeheartedly with KB because those white Wizards jerseys, when I was a kid growing up and the Wizards had Larry Hughes, Gilbert Arenas, Caron Butler, and they were playing against the Bulls in the playoffs, those jerseys ain't really do shit for me. When they took those jerseys away in the John Wall, Bradley Beal era and they pushed towards the red, white, and blue, all of a sudden it's like, damn, those Wizards jerseys was hard actually. We as kids, we didn't talk about those jerseys like they were so dope, but they took them away. Nostalgia was created, and now they're bringing them back, and it's like, oh yeah, those jerseys were hard. It's like I just think that's the way he put it is a perfect example. It's gonna be so many jerseys the same way where it's like in the time it's like, oh, this jersey cool, but as soon as they remove it and you haven't seen it in 10 years, it's gonna be like, man, remember those Knicks jerseys when they collaborated with Kith? Those was ahead of their time. I didn't realize how dope those were. So
we was kind of discussing like what makes like jerseys better, and 100% like the font has a big deal to do with like how good a jersey is.
I think the Clippers jersey used to be like that too. I remember when the Clippers, like the Sean Livingston Clippers jersey, Elton Brand was like whatever, but they went away from it. And I used to be like, man, I miss those jerseys, the little light blue one. So I just think that's just what it is. You take away the jerseys, but I do think that there is something that they could do to get better. They just got to figure it out. The baseball jerseys to me are the best jerseys in sports. I know you was talking about hockey. I don't think baseball jerseys can ever be top from the way that they look and from wearing them. I just love to be able to button it up or leave it unbuttoned. You got the sleeves on. You know what I'm saying? I love baseball jerseys, but yeah.
I would rock a hockey jersey.
Hockey jerseys are fire, bro.
I would rock a hockey jersey too. I just think
when
baseball is more.
The weather break and it's kind of cool out.
Yeah.
That's the time to wear
That
hockey.
definitely does seem like a fall jersey.
Yeah.
Who your favorite hockey player?
I don't have one.
You name 3 ever?
Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, and Connor Bedard.
Big Blackhawks guy.
He's been to more Blackhawk games than all of us combined.
I think KB has me beat.
I've been to 3.
I've been to 1.
There we go.
I thought you went to like 3.
And I've been to 2 parades.
Oh, you went
I ain't
to
been
you went to 2 of the championship parades?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's not my crowd.
I definitely was in them with like a needle in the haystack, boy.
You were in the good ones.
Oh, okay.
KB in there like, who's got Bud Light? That's okay.
Johnny Oduya was on the team, and like they were on the floor, and I'm like, I locked eyes with him.
Were you walking the parade, or did you just find
No,
a
we found a spot
and just
we waited like an hour and a half, 2 hours to wait for the float thing. It was
so many people.
way too many people, Mike.
And they're probably all drunk.
Everybody, except for me. Because I don't think the one that I went to, I don't even know if we were 21 years old yet to even drink if I wanted to.
Oh.
Anyway, Joel Embiid says he is signing a contract extension with the Philadelphia 76ers. The MVP signed a 3-year, $193 million max extension with a player option in the 2028-2029 season.
Pay that man.
I love it. What's
every
this?
dollar deserved.
So that's
64 million.
193. He had
64 million a year.
110 on the 2 remaining. It's about $300 million over the next 5 years. They take away the player option for 2026, 2027. You lock him in for his prime. I like it. I like it for the NBA. I like it for Embiid. I like it for the 76ers.
He's got $299.5 million guaranteed over the next 5 years.
Man.
That's
300 million.
And I just keep
waiting.
seeing the clip of him where he was like playing in high school or wherever he was, and he had like threw the ball behind the backboard as he caught it. So it's just crazy to see how skilled. Like he's one of the most skilled players in the NBA, especially for his position.
I wonder how good he would be if he picked it up
earlier
in his life.
Yeah.
Because he's already one of the best in basketball. So imagine if he had an extra 7 years.
Is that more miles on his body?
Yep.
It is.
More AAU? It's 500 more AAU games.
That's just one season.
5 more summers of basketball on Joel Embiid's knees and body. I love this, though. I love it. I always speak about it. Every team and every fan base want to win a championship. Everybody won't be able to get that. But I do think teams should be rewarded for trying to do everything that they can when they have a star player. And I feel like when you look at Joel Embiid's career, the Sixers have done right by him every chance they could. They had the Ben Simmons era where they got Jimmy, JJ, Tobias. That team was golden. They just lost on the Kawhi shot, which is very unfortunate. Ben Simmons had the situation where he kind of took the left, and it seemed like, damn, what we going to do? They was able to go get James Harden. James Harden situation kind of went to left, and they had drafted this kid Tyrese Maxey, and now they went from that to now adding Paul George. Like every time they've needed to pivot, they've done the best that they could with what they've had, and I think it's dope that Joel Embiid is acknowledging that. And before they even play a game with Paul George, he's saying, "I'm locked in. I'm here because I'm seeing what y'all have done." And that's all you can ask for when you're a player or a fan is to be in the best position. So I think it's dope, man. I want to see more of this.
Yeah, they have now a big three that they comfortably have locked in. Nobody's due for an extension. Nobody's free agent. So like for the next 4 years, this is the big three.
They can rock out
Yeah.
comfortably.
You know, I think that it's, and this doesn't guarantee anything, but like it's cool to see a potential one team type of guy.
Yes.
It's just few and far in between, especially when we talk about these star players. And Joel Embiid could be one of those dudes, which is pretty dope. And this might not even be completely related, but it kind of showcases how important it is to draft well while being good, right? So like Pierre just went through all the eras, and them finding Tyrese Maxey in the 20s of the draft extended the life of Joel Embiid as a star player in like contention, if you want to call it that. Because we got other teams across basketball that do have a top-end talent like this and have, I don't know if miss is the right word, but they haven't been able to get a all-star caliber player in the 20s and in the 30s. And as the CBA continues to shift and we talk about these second aprons, having those young dudes, like Tyrese Maxey just got off his rookie contract. He's been an all-star. You know what I'm saying? So having that goes a very long way. And them being able to get him just changes the life of a 76er fan to a whole different degree.
Mm-hmm. I think the money is probably the most important thing, just with, like you said, all the new CBA rules, because it's really just windows for teams now, and you have to take advantage. And I think locking up your players and giving yourself the most, like, biggest window you can, you just have the advantage of other teams, too, who might not have that same type of window where maybe they only have a 1 or 2 year window.
No, yeah, man. It's dope. I'm all for players leaving when a franchise isn't doing what they're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you see some franchises try to do exactly what the Sixers have done, like just try to make every move that they can for their star player, and the star player still dips, still like peace. So I just think it's dope when we see somebody that ain't kind of running away from the grind, because there was so many rumors, and I know that's satisfying for the Sixers and their fans.
I was say
Because Joel Embiid was making certain comments.
Yes, he has.
He feels like such a Philly dude, though.
He does.
You know what I'm saying? Philly's such a ride or die town place, too.
They don't
They
play
ride
around.
for Joel Embiid. So I think for him to go and leave that, it's kind of just a mistake, especially in just the right now moment.
They ride for him, but they also will boo him too. They
But
boo everybody.
That's
I feel
what
like that's
Philly.
healthy.
That's what
what you
Philly
want, yeah.
is, though. That's what Philly is.
Whenever they've booed him, it's been understandably so. They ain't booing.
yeah.
Just to
When he got 50.
Yeah, they
Imagine.
consistent, man. They consistent. You gotta keep that same energy. Ain't nothing wrong with holding anybody accountable. Ain't nothing wrong with
They
holding
seem
people
like
accountable.
are they the only fan base that like does it faithfully though? From
Um,
what I've seen, it seems like the Philly fan base is like the only one across the league that does it wholeheartedly.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure to confidently. I don't want to answer, and I'm just out here talking out of my neck.
Shout out to the crowds that be
do they do it
booing.
for the Knicks? Like if the Knicks are playing bad, are they booing the Knicks?
Yes. The Knicks
like
just haven't played bad in a long time.
It happens way more often for Philly.
Yeah.
Where it could be they could be 13-0 in that one game they shit the bed and they're gonna get the Bulls.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just the way Philly sports is.
That's just the
across the
way it
board,
is.
honestly, from the
Yeah,
Phillies
true.
to the Eagles. The Eagles is a perfect example. Like they lost a couple nights ago with the Saquon Barkley drop, and I remember seeing another TikTok of the people coming out of the arena and how upset they were. And again, they lost, right? So it's different than if they were booing and they won. But like you would have thought the season was over, like that was a playoff game. But that's how passionate that fan base is. So it'll be interesting to see Paul George in that scenario.
Also, the arena is apparently staying in Philly now.
Yes,
Yes.
that is confirmed, which is great because it would have been weird to not be in Philadelphia, being the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
The next bit of news is that ESPN's own Woj announced retirement randomly on us 8 a.m. one day.
This was so crazy. It was shocking. Like I was not expecting this. It was not something I was anticipating for a long time. So like to be caught off guard with that is kind of like, damn, Woj is gone. And he took,
Sound like he
and he
passed
took
away.
and he took a GM job, which
Yeah.
is great. I'm happy for him. So he wanted to step away from the media. I know the media thing could be very stressful, especially when you're breaking news and you got to talk to all these sources. You got to lose a lot of sleep, stay up all night talking. Like it's so much that go into being what him and like Shams does that we don't even really know.
We talked to Shams and he said he could barely leave his phone away.
Yeah,
and I can
screen
just
time is
imagine how
crazy.
stressful that is. Screen time got to be like over 22 hours damn near.
It's shout out to Woj. He gave us some great times. He changed the way news is broken across basketball. Made
Last
it different.
news he broke was
Isaac Okoro. And now it's just like I need somebody to become a competitor to Shams now. There's no competition. I liked it because Woj's perspective was usually from the team, and then Shams' perspective was usually from like the players and the agents and stuff.
Yeah.
And now we just gonna get Woj's perspective. I can't wait to see who steps in for
Shams.
Shams'. I can't wait to see who steps in for Woj to be it, because we can't just have one major newsbreaker. It's got to be a competition.
Is it Chris
Gotta be an
Haynes?
arms
Is it Chris
race.
Haynes versus Shams now?
Could be. I mean, it could be Shams. Shams could be moving over because his contract is up soon. I saw somebody write an article
is
about
up.
it. So should be interesting. Shout out to Woj. What's your favorite Woj moment if y'all have one?
I don't have one.
It was probably the late night. Did he break the Clippers thing late at night?
He did.
He did?
Mhm.
That one was probably one of them. Because it just happened so fast. Went from Kawhi, and then boom, Paul George is also being, like, that all just happened so fast.
I don't know if I have a favorite one.
Mine was just I already went through it. It was when Jim Boylan got fired.
I kept the notifications on though, just for good time's sake.
You gonna turn
Memories.
him off soon. I promise you.
I
He gonna
probably
tweet his
will.
first thing about St. Bonaventure. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? And you're gonna turn it off. Because I turned it off already. It's done.
I wonder what does he do as a GM of a college?
Yeah.
Because it ain't like he on a phone answering calls. Hey, y'all want? That would be crazy if you can get traded in college.
Does he
That would
start
be
using his
insane.
social media normally now instead of it just being?
Guess we'll see. We gotta
The
wait to see what he
professional
changed
news
his
breaking?
at to, because it's at Woj ESPN,
Oh,
and he's not ESPN. I
Probably
guess he
gonna be
left
at Woj.
$20 million on the table for the next 3 years.
he did.
It's a lot of money.
He might be getting something decent at that alma mater.
Yeah.
I might be giving him a bag. But Woj, I don't have no favorite Woj moments because they pissed me off. I'm a draft guy.
Yeah. When I said he changed the way news is broken, I meant for the better and for the worse.
I'm a draft guy, man. You can't do that. I used to enjoy sitting there as a kid, not knowing what's gonna happen, and all of a sudden you're on the phone. Hey man,
They 3 picks behind on TV.
the Knicks are strongly interested in drafting Kevin Knox. They don't know for sure, but at 7, my bones are tingling, and they're gonna take him.
They're keying in on such and such player.
That
They're
is
very
crazy.
adamant about having blank and blank player.
It is crazy that the TV is usually a pick or two behind
Insane.
from what we actually.
Well, we got to
know.
get the presentation.
It's insane.
Imagine you like, oh, we already know who the 7th pick is, so let's not talk about who was number 6. We don't even care about bro no more. Don't even give him his little 3 minutes of
But
fame.
just don't let them tweet.
Yeah, or just don't spoil it. Anyway, the last thing, it's not even really news related to us. Shohei Ohtani had a 50-50 season right now. We've never seen something like it. Was either you had 50 home runs or you stole 50 bases. This freak of nature has done both in the same season, which is insane. And my question to y'all is, what would y'all like count as the NBA equivalent to this?
You're not even hyping it up.
I know it's so much you can. It's not so
The
much you can really
biggest thing
say.
in all of that you didn't say, he's a pitcher.
Oh yeah, he also pitches. Yeah. He was like 4th in Cy Young like 2 years ago, and now he's already at 52 home runs. So he
Which
just
is
broke 50
insane.
like a night ago. He's at 52 already.
Probably the equivalent to that is probably winning MVP and DPOY in the same year.
Even that feels like not even enough, if that
No.
makes sense. Because like who did that?
Giannis.
That was
Giannis.
Giannis.
Giannis did it, and then
Hakeem
Hakeem
Olajuwon.
also did it in the 90s.
Then
I
Hakeem do it
think-
twice.
I don't know. But I think what Shohei just did is even better than that. This will have to be like breaking the 3-point record while simultaneously leading the team to 73-9.
Did Steph do that in the same
I thought you were
season?
gonna say like also having like the blocks record or something like that.
It has to
Or-
like 50 bases is insane.
yeah.
50 home runs is insane as well. And he did it together.
I didn't know he was.
With
Gonna
maybe the best one-game performance regular season history. Three home runs to break the record and 2 stolen bases. Even if one of them was off a position player, that's crazy. So I know this is a basketball show, but I just wanted to say like that's
we gotta acknowledge
insane.
greatness.
Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah,
gotta acknowledge
Shohei
greatness.
is. I knew Shohei was gonna be good when they was hyping him, but I had no idea Shohei was like this. I thought he was gonna be just another All-Star player. When they kept talking
he
about
might be the greatest
He might be the
player
this
of all
guy
time.
that the Angels are getting, and it's like, oh, they're gonna get him. Okay, that's what's up, man. Look at the Angels; they'll get some help. I didn't know he was gonna be better than Mike Trout.
Yeah. And he's gonna be in the playoffs for the first time of his career. So we see him in October baseball, something we have not seen before. I hate that he's on the Dodgers, but I love it.
I
at the
do
same
too, because
time.
I'm a Dodgers fan. My favorite National League team, but they went and got everybody. So now it's kind of like when I started liking the Dodgers when I was a kid, they had like Andre
somehow they
Ethier,
still won't win.
Matt Kemp, James Looney, Russell Martin, a young rookie Clayton Kershaw. Now when I say that, it's like you like the team that got Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. So I don't
know.
even really advertise.
Because
it
I
that
love
much,
Freddie
but
Freeman and Mookie Betts and Will Smith. They
they
all play
on
for
the
that
same
team.
It's so hard to just, you know what I'm saying? I got old tweets that he's like, "Let's go Dodgers." I can't really say that now because it just looks stupid.
Yeah. But playoffs are around the corner for that as well. So we'll be
And yeah,
looking out.
but they have all these players and still can't get it together. So
yeah, you never know.
it
Baseball
ain't
is
like
one
you
of them
jumping on a
sports, man.
bandwagon.
They team, what are they not good?
No,
I
they're
don't
amazing.
Oh.
But when you get to postseason, everything changes.
Clayton
Anything can
Kershaw is
happen.
one of the greatest pitchers ever until it get to the postseason. That's always been one of their biggest problems.
Like you can break the record for most wins in a regular season and lose in the first round to a wild card team. Wild card team could go from not in it to the damn World Series champion.
Yeah.
Just got to get hot.
Yeah,
Gotta
no,
get hot.
you see that in baseball. You see a lot of 3-1 comebacks too.
That's why
Yes, you do.
That's why I don't really understand why people don't like baseball that much because it's not such a given.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just more so like watching on TV sometimes just get boring. Watching in person is very exciting and very fun.
Yeah, I
Bless
mean, I understand people that wouldn't watch the regular season because it's 182 games, but like, or it's 164
162.
shit ton of games. But once it really mattered, that's when it's really, really fun.
Mhm.
And we got to see our favorite team win a championship. I mean, it was 20 years ago now, but like we were there for it.
Shout out to my mom. I'll never forget that. She let me skip school, watch the parade. I was crying.
crying?
I blew her. I'll never forget that. A tear like rolled down my cheek of like
Damn.
happiness. And she's like, boy, I know you ain't crying about that. I know you ain't crying. That shit blew her. I'll never forget that, man. I'll never forget that. But shout out to my mom, man. She went out of her way to make me like always remember that memory. Cause yeah, I was 10.
Yeah.
That reminded me of this video I
About to be
seen.
30. That was like, yeah, legitimately 20 years
It was this guy watching his team, and they was down by like 30, and he was crying. And his girl came over there, and she's like, "I know you not crying." He's like, "Man, I've been with you for 2 years. I've been with this team for 20 years."
I probably would have cried if Derrick Rose won a championship for Chicago.
Oh, I think I would have cried as well.
Yeah.
That shit would have just pulled all my heartstrings,
I don't think we'll be crying for Bulls' success for a very long time, though. Derek.
which is a good thing.
Oh.
Let them rebuild properly.
Shit.
So you would rather a team rebuild than to
Just
give you a
win.
crime more.
I just want to win.
Well, no, I would love to win too, but unfortunately, that's just not on the books right now.
No, but the way you said it was like, that's good.
Oh,
It's good we ain't gonna be crying because we get to rebuild. It's nothing like rebuilding. KB, why would you want to cry for a championship? We can rebuild.
You gotta think about it. Our lives, the Bulls have been rebuilding for like 80% of it. We had a 3-year stretch where the Bulls were good when we were in high school, and since then they basically been rebuilding.
yeah.
Even right before that, like from 2000 to 2009, the team was shit.
Yeah.
We got one playoff appearance in that whole time.
Now you see why Darrick don't really rock with him.
Yeah, I understand that.
I feel like Chicago sports. I mean, the Blackhawks had they run.
Yep.
The White Sox won.
The Bears went to the
Bears,
Super Bowl.
They
lost
did go to the
Colts.
Super Bowl,
Yeah.
but then they haven't really done anything crazy.
God damn it, Cody Parkey.
No, they was going to the playoffs with Jay Cutler. Played against the Saints, lost and they was a solid
okay.
team.
They
And
was
against
yeah.
Cody Parkey, double doink.
The double doink. That was a
Double
playoff
doink.
team
That's a
with
playoff
Mitch
game.
Trubisky.
It ain't been awful.
It hasn't been
just
awful.
ain't resulted in
Yeah.
a real ring. Or
Yeah, it just
anything.
hasn't been a dynasty. We just haven't had a dynasty
But
since
that
like
all
had a
changes
quarterback
this season, though,
Yeah, Caleb Woods, baby.
because we went in the Super Bowl. Come on now.
Caleb Williams,
Williams bounce back tomorrow.
he's throwing for 250 yards tomorrow against the Colts.
Yes.
Lock
I
it
would
in.
actually say it's gonna sound crazy because it ain't like dynasties, but Chicago sports as a whole has been pretty good in our life. The Bulls did everything except win a championship with Derrick Rose. They was getting to the Eastern Conference Finals,
Even though
losing to
3
the
of those
Heat.
championships are in our life, though.
The Blackhawks actually was a dynasty, a
Yes,
small
they were.
dynasty.
Yeah, the Blackhawks was-
They ended a 100+ year drought and won a World Series, something
Yep.
that people thought was never going to happen. The White Sox won one in 2005, and right before we became like understanding of what was going on, the Bulls was winning.
And don't forget, the Sky have a championship.
The
here
Sky
in
got a
Chicago.
championship. The Bears went to the Super Bowl. Granted, they didn't win. They lost to arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, and Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl. Devin Hester ran it back. We still remember that team.
Yeah, I remember that vividly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It was cool to talk to Peyton about
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
too.
The
That was dope.
Illini went to the Final Four. D. Brown, Luther
They
Head,
beat
Darren
Nebraska
Williams.
last night. They
I
football
didn't
team
even
looked
consider
nice.
college. I didn't even think about it.
Just saying, like, Chicago sports, it hasn't been like.
Who went on that? Loyola went on that Cinderella run.
Yes, they
Yes.
did. Yes, they did.
Yeah, count it. Count it.
How far did they go?
It was like the
Elite
Sweet
Eight,
16
right?
or Elite 8.
Yeah, I think it was like the
That was so fun to watch and witness.
Now we got to get to one thing we love and one thing we hate about every NBA team. But before we do, we're gonna hear a word. They went to the Final Four. Let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
Derek, talk to me, baby. This was your idea.
All right, so love and hate are some of the strongest emotions in the world. So I just felt like we should bring this to the table and just apply it to all 30 teams. The first team we're going to start off.
Eastern Conference today.
Yeah, Eastern Conference.
Next
Yeah.
week you get the West.
Yes. If you're a West person, you could just leave right now.
No.
I'm joking.
Was it easy for y'all to find things y'all hate about
Yes.
a team?
For some teams, yeah.
Yes.
For some teams, I literally was just like, what do I hate about
I feel
this
like
team?
some of the teams I was just kind of nitpicking.
But I feel like you have to. Like, what
Yeah.
is there to hate about the Celtics?
Nothing.
I was
really.
also trying my hardest to not come up here with like just, we do these and sometimes just be super generic.
Yeah.
What you love about the Celtics, I love that they got that 5 that's just untouchable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am trying to come up here and have the same exact thing. So that was tough.
My
because-
thing for the Celtics, I think I like it a lot. One thing I love about the Celtics, I love that we're going to see them with a target on their back and see how they handle it because they just won a championship. Once you win a championship, now all 29 teams, they coming for you every night. You finna get their best effort, and I want to see how they deal with that pressure, especially not having Porzingis, which is the thing that I hate about them is that they're gonna miss him for a while.
Bro, hate is gonna be such a funny word.
Actually, my love is like counter to your hate. They won the Eastern Conference by 14 games last season. So even if Porzingis is out to December like they think he's going to be, it probably won't even matter in the grand scheme of things because that's how much better they were than everybody else.
Mm.
So, like, they'll be all right.
I kind of have the same exact things as Derek, just because the Celtics wasn't a team that I wanted
we
to.
know what they
Yeah,
about.
they
you know?
there's much more exciting teams to get to. But yeah, I'd say the fact that their 2 best players are going to come in with a chip on their shoulder as they should after this postseason. Usually teams win championships, and it's like, oh, we good, we could chill, we'll try. The Celtics might come in and be hungry again.
Yeah.
because it don't feel like they got the love and appreciation that most teams did when they won a
they were still
championship.
getting disrespected.
Yes.
That's what I put as like a hate for them is that I feel about 50% of the conversations after they just won a championship dominatingly is about Jason Tatum and his struggles.
Yes.
And
I'm sorry. Keep going.
And I just think that like he's gonna have a bounce back, not in terms of like we know he can't play or like he's gonna be Jason Tatum, but he's gonna show people again like I'm literally one of the best small forwards in the league, and like y'all got to put some respect back on my name.
My hate is very, very similar to that, where their victory run as champions lasted like 3 weeks or a month because Tatum was in the Olympics, and now it's not about him winning the championship anymore. It's him not getting playing time. And that's unfortunate. You know, people usually have that entire year to say, like, we are the NBA champs. And they still have that to say, but the conversation around it was, oh, my God, they went through everybody that was injured. Oh, my God, it was so very easy. And now, look, they can't be that good because their best player didn't play in the Olympics. Like, all of that shit was just, I mean, mostly just Twitter conversation, let's be real with each other. But, like, that just dominated the news cycle for the Celtics, where even I remember seeing tweets like, the Celtics won a championship last week and nobody's talking about it anymore. LOL. Like,
it was tied
it's
into main parts of their team, too, because Drew Holiday was on that team. Then they added Darrick White after Kawhi left, and then he was playing, and it's like Jason Tatum should get those minutes. Jaylen Brown didn't make it.
Yeah.
That came to his old conversation. So, yeah, they definitely did not have what we used to seeing from a championship team.
Yeah. Next team we can go to is Chicago. Oh, no, the Knicks is the next team on my list. I hate that Deuce McBride is pretty much probably going to fall out of the rotation a little bit after working so hard to get back into the rotation. He really, like, made a name for himself within that Thibodeau rotation. And now that they have so many damn pieces now, naturally his minutes is going to regress. And unfortunately, all that hard work is pretty much just it's not going to pan out.
you don't think he gets back up 1 minute?
I mean, maybe, but I don't think he's going to get the minutes that he was getting before.
No way. Well, actually, he could still get some unless they're like running like some of the combo guards and they're just sharing backup minutes. But I think Deuce will get in.
There's a world where Deuce don't get his minutes because they let Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, well, I'm looking at it. Some of his minutes were full 48-minute games. Like, he played every single second.
Mhm.
So after the trade deadline, he averaged 31 minutes per game. So, yeah, he's not definitely getting 31 minutes. But I think he still could give us 20-plus minutes per night.
You said that was a hate for you?
Yeah, I hate.
I mean, I think I had something similar. It was just like we were so used to seeing Josh Hart and Dante play damn near 40 minutes a game when everybody was like injured and everything like that. Now with a full, healthy kind of like roster, they just not getting the same minutes. Kind of respectfully, we still gonna see him, but
I think that's a good thing. I don't want to. They shouldn't be burning themselves out like that. Like when you get playoff time.
I think he's just speaking on the moments. You was getting moments from
like
Josh
we was getting
Hart.
15 to 20 board performances from
Getting
Josh
moments
Hart.
from Dante DiVincenzo. Those by default lessen because they're going to be on the floor lesser.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think anybody wants them to burn out. My favorite thing is just how balanced of a team they have. The Knicks on paper have one of the most well-rounded teams. We got some defense, we got offense, we got size. And I think that's like a match made in heaven for anybody that's a fan of a team, is to have a well-balanced team that can play it a lot of different ways. And, you know, it kind of sets you up for success in the playoffs. The thing that I hate is I want to go out there and I want to go get Walker Kessler. Let's go get it right now.
Rotation.
Let's just do it. Let's not wait. I want to go out and get one of those guys because I feel like we kind of sat on our hands in the offseason when it was Nick Richards, Walker Kessler. There was some options out there. I want to go get them. We lost Hartenstein.
And luckily, Walker Kessler ain't that expensive.
Apparently, yeah. So I want to make it happen.
One of the things I love for the Knicks is with everything there, I still think Julius Randle comes in. He could be a Swiss Army knife in terms of like, if the team needs some shot creation, he could provide that. Team needs rebounding. He could do a lot of the little things versus kind of being just like that 24-point scorer or whatever he was.
That's crazy. That was a love for me too. I love the fact that we're probably gonna get a probably more engaged Julius Randle, and he's gonna buy into what's going on with the team.
I just did a video about the Knicks, so I'll regurgitate some of the stuff I mentioned in that video. Tom Thibodeau already says that Randle is going to play 10 to 15 minutes per game at center, which is great because last year they played 32 total possessions all year without a traditional center, whether it be Hartenstein, Sims, or Mitchell Robinson. So it was just cool to see that they're going to do some small ball. That's just even no matter where where Tom Thibodeau coached, whether it be Chicago, Minnesota, or with the Knicks, he never took a center off the court. He kind of has to now because the center rotation isn't as great, and then you just have so many big wings that deserve to play together. So Randle at the 5 could be a lineup that they're closing out with a lot of these nights, depending on who the matchup is. And the thing that I hate, basically the same thing Pierre said, that center rotation is not great, especially when you're relying on Mitchell Robinson, who has not gave us a full healthy season since 3 years ago. It's a little bit scary to tie a lot into him. But again, you will see these small ball lineups where it may not matter that much.
You'll see some Josh Hart as small ball foul.
Might get it. OG Anunoby guards centers all the damn time. So the small ball lineup could be pretty successful.
I think it can be.
Next team we got Chicago. I love that we have. I said we. I love that we have committed to a.
We?
Yeah, we committed to a rebuild.
So you said we, then coach himself saying we. He was like, maybe I should say we.
Yeah,
They gonna catch me.
because I realized that I wrote we and I didn't write we for the other team, so it just kind of just threw me off.
So
a little
self-consciously, you are a Bulls fan.
bit. Yeah,
Didn't even think about it.
I am.
Okay.
It's just natural. I bleed Chicago.
Okay.
But yeah, we've committed to a rebuild. That's kind of just what I'm happy for.
I'm chilling on my jokes.
Kind of no stuck in the between, stuck in purgatory type. We finally committed to a rebuild, and I'm just happy for that.
That's basically what I had. On a counterpart to it, is just I don't like that Zach LaVine's still there.
That's what I hate. That was my hate. I hated that.
And it's
Zach
nothing
LaVine
on
did.
him because he's still a really good basketball player. But when you be having a rebuilding team, you just want all the young guys out there, and he's a guy that still deserves probably heavy minutes while he's healthy and a decent amount of shots while he's still there.
Yeah, I said I hate the fact that he's going to be taking minutes from Ayo Dosunmu. Ayo Dosunmu had a very good season last year, and I would have loved to see a backcourt of him and Kobe White.
Yeah, I agree with some of the love. I just like that they kind of are pushing towards that direction. We're not fully there because, like y'all said, Zach is there. Vooch is there. The thing I hate that they have 7 guards.
Bunch of combo
No
guards.
wings, all guards.
Just guards.
That's the roster.
You got Ayo, you got Giddey, Kobe White, Lonzo, Zach.
Damn,
and
I
I'm
forgot
forgetting
Lonzo.
Javon, and then there's somebody else that I'm forgetting. I literally went to Basketball Reference and
Were they
counted.
saying Lonzo should be healthy?
And
for
I'm
the
not
start of the
counting
season?
guys like Chris Dorsey that can play small.
I can't wait to see some Lonzo minutes.
They're not a
Or
lot of
maybe
wings.
they will play Lonzo at small. I don't know. You
I
might
think
have
he-
to. You're probably gonna have to.
If he's
The
healthy, I feel
arena's
like
going to
he
go
should.
crazy when Lonzo checks in.
But yeah, so it's 7 guards on this team.
Only wings is what Modest Bozelle, Chris Dorte, Patrick Williams,
Julian Phillips.
and Dalen Terry, who can. who's
Yeah,
like
what
a
is Dalen
combo.
Terry? Is he a point wing
He's-
forward?
They
I don't know.
classify him as a point small forward, but he don't get the opportunity to be that point small forward because we've had ball dominant players his entire career. My favorite thing is that we should play with some pace this season. Been waiting for a fast Chicago Bulls team my entire life. We finally get that. And the thing I hate is that our GM sucks.
That's funny. Because
Wow.
it seemed like it was such a breath of fresh air to get a new GM, and now it just hasn't.
Yeah, y'all
Would
was
you
ahead
want
doing.
Gar Forman and John
Y'all was
Paxson?
doing backflips and twerking.
He drafted Jokic. He must be great.
Yeah.
He was just in the room. He was in the room. No, I'm joking. No, he actually did a big part in getting Jokic over here.
Same person that had a Fire Guard Pack shirt on
Yeah.
and was rocking it faithfully.
Who would you rather have?
You were saying the Jokic line.
Yes, I
Yeah.
bought in.
Uh-huh.
Would you rather have Garpax and Garpax, or would you rather have Tunis, Carney Sovers, and Mark Eversley?
I mean, Garpax has more success, but they had so much more time. I guess I got to give him more time.
So you've been very lenient to this front
yeah,
office.
it's just so far it just hasn't been that great.
Okay.
Maybe there's some in the future that we just haven't unseen yet.
I like your optimism, brother.
I think the
You're
Vooch,
better than me.
the Nikola Vucevic thing is just crazy. I thought he should have been moved.
Oh, you mean the highest volume, low efficiency player in basketball from the
I
center
would've
position?
I would. We're not trying to win. Well, they talking about they're trying to be a little competitive, but they not gonna win anything. I would have been okay with trading them away and just kind of moving on.
Well, somebody has to want him to move him away. I'm sure if somebody
if you
wanted
put the
him, he
price
wouldn't be
down
on the
enough,
team.
somebody might want him.
Not with that contract.
What's he at?
It's like $20 million a year.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Oh yeah, because they just extended him like a year or two ago.
Yeah, they
didn't they?
did.
Yeah, but
Lakers maybe would have taken him.
No, they needed
They would've.
Valanciunas.
They would.
Yeah.
They would have. That wouldn't have been my favorite
LeBron would have
pickup
took a
though.
pay cut of a big Val.
Still will.
Next thing we got Toronto. I just love that they have like this young big three. I just love the fact, and they all kind of complement each other so well, and that they finally have like a true big three around Scotty.
I say kind of the same thing. Love the two running mates they gave Scotty. They seem to all be complementary to each other, and on the same timeline.
Yep.
Think Scotty Barnes is a big jumbo point forward. You got Emmanuel Quickly, who's a guard who likes to score, shoots, can spot up and play off of him, and it's the same thing with RJ Barrett. So
Yep.
I like that.
Nobody literally gets in the way of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Can they all three of them average 20 on the season?
They can.
I think it's
yeah.
possible.
They can.
I
What would
probably
you say?
wouldn't put
Like
money on it.
okay, I was gonna say what the percentages think. Like, I feel like I would say it's probably like 60-40. I think 20 is probably really gettable, especially with the fast pace they probably gonna be playing at. And
I just don't think with young teams you really see like a three your whole three young players average 20. I feel like you see that with like the older teams.
I could see this team doing it just because Scotty Barnes is your face and star player, and he's not a guy that's like, I need to get 25.
he's not shot dominant.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about them, at least the concept of Darko Rajakovic's offense being like this low isolation, pass, cut, move the ball. We just haven't seen it used just yet because the talent hasn't always been there. And the thing I can't even say hate. Like, this is one of the teams I would struggle to find a hate for.
That's the same.
The middle of the pack approach is just different, and I actually might love it more than I hate it. But it being different, kind of like you wonder what the ceiling is, like, because this team is going to be good enough to potentially be a 10 seed if they really wanted to. And at the worst, they're the 12th seed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, are we picking at 7 every season, hoping that we hit, or are we gonna hope that the lottery odds are in our favor every single season? I don't really know.
Well, I mean,
I think they still owe a first-round pick.
I think it's okay for them to go through the draft and just kind of do it slowly. And maybe you just wait for that guy to become disgruntled and you go get your big piece, your big star piece. Like, I think they're going in the right direction. I don't think being in the middle of the pack for them is a bad thing, just because they are getting a lot of these picks. The things that bother me and when teams are doing it and they're like the 8th or 7th seed consistently and they're not getting those top picks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have no chance of getting them. Those are the teams that I'd be worried about.
I think it's cool. Yeah, I agree with you, Millie, because they're young.
Yeah.
When you're in the middle of the pack, how the Hawks used to be when they had Teague and all of these guys.
Or like the Bulls just were.
Yeah, it's a little different. But when you're in the middle of the pack and you have Scotty Barnes is 23 or something like that, 24 years old. You got like a younger little nucleus. Then I can respect it. I wish they were getting 7 picks. They're not. They've gotten the 19th pick and then the 13th. That was my hate. I hate that they essentially used 3 first-round picks on the same position. They drafted Grady Dick with the 13th pick, and then they used the 19th pick on Walter, and then they traded a first-round pick to the Jazz for Ochai Agbaji, who turned it to Isaiah Collier. So you just got the same mold of kind of player where they're going to try to be shooters off of the catch. And I just feel like you could have did a little bit more with those draft picks. They all going to get in each other way and shit like that. So we'll see how it works. But I would like to see them do some other stuff, personally.
Next team we got.
Shout out to Jacoby Walter. Did not mean to say Jacoby White. Don't know where that came from.
For me, Miami. I think Bam has heard a lot of the talks around the DPOY thing. And I think we're about to get a crazy DPOY campaign from Bam. I know he's already shown that he is one of the best defenders in the league, but I think there's another gear that he could take it, and I think we're going to see that. And I think it's going to be showcased on a bigger scale. I think people are going to really, like, amplify what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. I love that it feels like a make or break kind of year for Jimmy Butler in the Heat, and whether it could be, his final year or he might be moving on. And I like when teams are kind of put at the decision when they kind of hit that stalemate, throughout the regular season and into the playoffs.
My love is kind of on that. Love that they've got Jimmy Butler in a position to take the regular season serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing you said. Like, glad that they didn't find a way to like extend him, and because if like he had 2 or 3 more years on his contract, he probably coming in with the same approach. But I think that the Heat, they need him to have some fire on his back a little bit to get up and take it serious and play, because the last couple seasons they really been going with this approach of they just gonna chill and just turn it up. And the playoffs in the East is just getting too good for that, in my personal opinion.
Bam Adebayo is the most versatile defender in basketball. He played drop 54% of the time last year, which is like quadruple what he's ever played before. So he showed that he can be at the point of attack / blitz / whatever in the pick and roll, and he can play drop coverage. And in some games, he did both, like against the Cleveland Cavaliers earlier this season. This is his DPO. Wow, I'm sorry, Wemby. I'm still going Bam Adebayo. You might be a year away, but the voters are on Dick, so maybe not. The thing I hate is that Jimmy Butler was so passive last season that it was impossible for them to score 100 points in a game. So you need Jimmy Butler to be the version of him that you pay for or that you might want to pay for in the future.
The thing I hate is that on paper, they're not prepared for Jimmy Butler's exit. On paper.
Yeah.
So depending on how the season go, if Jimmy and them go part ways, this team takes a major step back. They take a major step.
Like, they always feel like the team that they can never really get what they want. They just try to get bodies because they just need people. Like, when they went to get Terry Rozier, it was cool because it was like you got a player that was real. Terry Rozier was hot with the Hornets before he got traded. I mean, he was like rolling, and then he came there, and it was like it honestly really didn't make much sense because you still have Tyler Hero. You don't probably want them playing much together. You wanted that little offense, but it still hasn't really looked good at all.
Well, he was also adjusting to playing winning basketball, as he said. So, like, when you're playing in Charlotte, there's, like, no restrictions. He's just out there playing free. He's just hoping. When you come to Miami, now there's, like, structure, and there's a whole new system, new players, and it's, like, a whole different level of competitiveness that he probably wasn't used to.
I don't think they get in each other's way too much.
You talking about Tyler and
But we won't really know because they only play like 100 minutes together because Tyler Hero played 42 games.
yeah.
So it's hard to really say.
He literally could not stay on the court.
And he hasn't got better in like 3 years. So that's another thing. Like, you kind of project this team to be better because Tyler Hero was supposed to get better, but progression is not linear. So he has, like, there's parts of his game that he has got better at, but as a whole, he's basically the same player this year that he was last year.
Yeah. It's hard to get better when you can't stay on the court.
Yeah.
You lose Jimmy Butler and you got a Bam-led team with like Jovic, Jaquez, Hero, Rozier, Khalil Ware.
They genuinely might score 90 a game.
They're not prepared for a Jimmy Butler exit
But
unless they package some stuff up. But who's available?
Brandon Ingram.
Unless they package some stuff up, but who's available that they gonna really want to get back to that part.
at that point, well, I mean, Brandon Ingram at that point would be a free agent.
I'm thinking like February. Things ain't going right for Miami. A little flip for flip.
Next team we got is Philly. One thing I really love now is that Nick Nurse has a lot of different options and decoys he can run in late games. Now with Paul George, Maxey, and Joel, late game situations, you need a bucket. You can run so many different things. He has a lot that he can work with now. Instead of just giving the ball to Joel or just giving it to Maxey and just letting them rock out, now he could really like use some of them as decoys to try to get other guys open looks.
I think he did that quite a bit last year and used Joel Embiid as a decoy so Maxey can get a big shot. And he's one of the more creative coaches in basketball, so I like that for you. That's a really good one.
I love their entire offseason. I love everything that they did, nearly as perfect as they could have had. And it kind of like what I said with the Knicks, like when you look at the 76ers, they're pretty well-rounded. I think they're going to be able to play against anybody. They got the switchability with the wings and Paul George, Kelly Oubre. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody.
Gershon Yabusele, Kevin Martin, or Caleb Martin.
Caleb Martin.
Oh,
Caleb
yeah,
Martin. And Caleb
Martin,
Martin. You know, obviously my biggest thing is that they're thin at the four. I hate that they had to lose Batum and Paul Reed. But if there is a team that's going to be thin at the four, it's a team that has Joel Embiid in his backup. That's a guy in Andre Drummond that can get 15 rebounds. But I think they just have a little bit of everything. They got a veteran point guard off the bench in Kyle Lowry. They got a knockdown shooter in Eric Gordon. Paul George can be a 40% three-point shooter. They got everything that they're going to want and need to be able to sustain a nice regular season and then be well-rounded enough for a playoff series against anybody.
I love the fact that they went out and got Drummond. Because Drummond just allows you to really, like, give Joel some significant breaks throughout the games. And, like, because Drummond can come in and really be a nice backup for you. And he also gives your team that like that energy. Like, he can come in and, like, change the whole energy of a game for you just from just playing hard, getting offensive rebounds, being disruptive defensive. Like, he does so many things for you that might not show up in the box score except for the offensive.
Extra possessions going to mean a lot when it comes playoff time.
Hey, we know that from Pro-Am.
Yes, we do.
But
Y'all-
like Drummond is such a great backup, and I think him backing up Joel is perfect.
Do y'all remember that stretch he had the last year with the
Always
Bulls?
getting 20
Yeah.
20.
Where he was dominating
I
for like
remember
a
'cause
week
his-
straight, like
his-
real life dominator.
Over under was like 14.5 on FanDuel as a starter.
Yeah, look at this stretch.
Don't give me ideas. Drummond build.
20 points, 11
You know that's
rebounds,
what they
one game.
love.
17 points, 26 rebounds the game after that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's actually
crazy.
insane.
When we at one,
That means like you're just getting every rebound that's really
Possible.
that's really for opportunity. That's just yours.
That's
But
a guy.
we seen him at that last game when he was when we were at the Bulls game.
Clippers.
Yeah, against the Clippers, and he is just like a mammoth of a human being.
Mhm.
yeah,
Like he be rocking the white T-shirt underneath the jersey.
and he just played so damn hard.
He's one of my favorite Bulls to root for. Like as far as like not being a star player, like a
Yeah.
role player, he's one of my favorite Bulls.
Yeah, Andre
Yeah.
Drummond, he cool. He a cool guy.
Seemed very self-aware too.
We were
which
supposed
was
to have a
important.
show together.
Oh, for real?
He ain't show up,
Oh, damn.
but he's an NBA player.
Was this
so I
like when you
understand
were
it.
doing?
Stadium?
Oh, okay. I thought you.
It was
gonna be
years
Every
Me-
time Andre Drummond come up, I gotta mention when he was going out with Jeanette
I,
McCurdy.
I didn't want to bring it up, but that do pop in my mind.
That's
It was
the
me,
craziest thing.
Drummond, Shams, and Kaiser Granduli, who played in the W. The Jaylen Brown girlfriend.
Mhm.
My favorite thing about the 76ers, Pierre kind of hinted at it a little bit, that they're going to be able to switch 2 through 4 whenever they want to. And they just haven't had that level of versatility defensively in a very long time, so that's kind of cool. And a thing I hate about it is that because they are able to switch 2 through 4, they do feel kind of small outside of Joel Embiid and Drummond. But again, like Pierre said, if you're going to be small, at least you have Joel Embiid on the back end, which
Yeah.
can cover a lot.
Because, boy, Caleb Martin guarding Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be crazy.
Yeah. I just like, I mean, based on what we seen kind of last year when Joel Embiid went down with like a couple games and you seen the Sixers kind of slip, I think you can it kind of eases your mind that we have so much now that we can still do our thing and we don't have to be a playing team or come from like the bottom if Joel Embiid misses some games.
There's other pieces that we're not mentioning because we don't know, like Yabusele, Jared McCain. I project to be a really good shooter as a rookie. KJ Martin. KJ Martin is a guy that could find some value on his team because he's going to be they're going to need help at the 4. So I'm not saying
He can play above his size too with that his athleticism.
He's 6'6", jump out the gym, strong. He can make a corner 3, get out and run. Like it's gonna be some opportunities for some guys that maybe kind of carve out a lane. We'll just have to see it. And Nick Nurse is a guy who has developed and found ways to take a guy like KJ Martin, who is just on the roster right now, and then we get to February and it's like, damn, KJ Martin is a good piece off their bench. The Raptors, that was the whole lore of the Raptors run, where it's like we look at Pascal now, we look at Fred VanVleet now, you look at Norman Powell now, you look at Chris Boucher now. But when Nick Nurse inherited that team, those weren't names that you was just like, oh man, they got yada yada yada. And like, nah, Nick Nurse finds guys.
They still have 3 tradable first-round picks too.
Ricky
So-
Council.
February come around, they might make another move.
Yeah, true.
Next team we got is the Brooklyn Nets. For me, I say I love that they stopped trying to build around Mikal Bridges. It was such a thing that they kept pushing, and which is why they weren't trading him, that they felt like they were going to build around him. I'm so happy that they moved on. They got their draft capital, and that they fully committed to just
I think they
starting
were
fresh.
just playing chess. They got 4 first-round picks for him because they were saying that we got no business in trading them. So you got to give me this Godfather offer to get him. And they won that. They
I
did
kind
it.
of agree. I never bought into them like building around Mikal
Mhm.
Bridges. That shit lasted like 2 seasons.
Also, I think it was so perfect that it was all the talks with the Knicks just wanting him.
Mhm.
Like Jalen Brunson was pushing it.
Yeah.
Josh Hart, Dante was pushing it. So
And he got an apartment in Brooklyn. He ain't got to move.
Yeah.
But the
just
Nets,
walk down,
You know.
take the bus.
I love that they
Imagine.
create opportunity for their young players to prove themselves because they got a lot of young bodies over there. I'm excited to see Darrick Whitehead. I'm excited to see Jalen Wilson. I'm excited to see Noah Clowney. They've created now a reason to just let all Cam Thomas. We still don't fully know exactly what we have on Cam Thomas in a full 82 game aspect and a full set role. So we're gonna find out a lot about these players that they have. What did I hate about the Nets?
I tell you what I hated.
I hated that I hate that we still don't know what we have in Cam Thomas.
Okay.
Because they haven't been
Yeah.
that good for us to be like, what exactly is Cam Thomas on a larger scale?
They got to figure that out because he's up for an extension.
Yeah.
How are you going to pay him? Are you paying him like the star player because he might average 20?
What comes first, the 40-point game or the 6 assist game?
40-point games happening opening night, brother.
They might both happen together.
They could.
My hate for them was that I hate that there's already rumors about them looking to compete next season when they already just entered a rebuild. Like they looking to go into the
I
next
love that
offseason.
They need something to
And
sell to their
just-
fans.
But I love that because they don't have their own picks. What are we rebuilding for? We going to be bad 2 years in a row to give our first-round pick to Houston?
Well, didn't they acquire some of it back?
They got this year's first-round pick, which was my favorite move of the entire offseason. So that's the thing I love about them. They can really go out and win 6 games if they wanted to. I mean, the flat odds don't make it worth anything. You're still going to have a 15% chance, but, like, having your own destiny this year means a lot so that next year when you don't have your own first-round pick, we can say, hey, we got Cooper Flagg, we have Ace Bailey, and Jimmy Butler fell out of love with the Miami Heat.
A 35-year-old Jimmy Butler.
Don't give a damn to me. Because 20 games to me, winning 20 games to me don't matter. So let's go shoot for 40. Let's not go give up the 7th overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go give up the 16th pick. I mean, that's a little stretch.
And you may be able to get something with Jimmy Butler because with this season, you're gonna be able to showcase some young guys or some talent. You still have Dorian Finney-Smith. You still have Cam Johnson. If you were to hypothetically get a top pick and you brought in a Cooper Flagg, and you can go get a Jimmy Butler. You now have that with a Nick Claxton. We still like Nick Claxton.
Yeah.
Then you got all of the other things that you haven't traded yet. So there's a world where I'm not saying they're gonna be championship, but this team just looks a little better, and you can push to something. What if Cam Thomas is MIP this year?
I love it.
But you still have a top pick, and you still have Claxton, and you still have 2 wings who are going to be extremely valuable to contending teams. Like there's some wiggle room here.
Yeah, I actually really like the direction that they're going in.
Mm-hmm. One of my hates for them was the Ben Simmons cycle. It's
Yes.
always
Oh, they
just
got
an
Ben
agenda.
Simmons still
Literally,
too.
that's my hate.
What if
too.
Ben
The Ben
Simmons
Simmons-
exploded to something? Now you got
It isn't-
Jimmy, All-NBA Ben Simmons, Nick Claxton.
And there's nothing against Ben Simmons. I just feel like it's a setup because we just want to see him hoop. But when they raise the expectations up a little bit and he doesn't perform to it, people just start kind of.
It's never in his favor. I don't know how
Yeah.
his team and his camp let these type of things come out. Let me go into with no expectations.
That's
even
why
if
it's always
1% is convinced, if we let that 1% down, that sucks. So let me work in silence.
This is why it's funny because of this type of reaction. I honestly don't know why anybody care. I play along with it because I like Ben Simmons, but dog, I'm not sitting around talking about Ben Simmons. I'm not watching the workouts, the videos. I agree.
He had 3 threes in a row. Ooh.
It is crazy that his camp do be letting this out, but
But
like
the thing is-
I just can't. My mind be blowing up when I just see people go for
The
it on
first
Twitter.
year, it was cool.
It was
the
fun.
second
I
year,
remember
it
that
was
first
like,
year.
okay,
the
maybe.
first year was real.
I made a whole video about him in that workout. That video got like 200,000 views right now.
We are like on year 5 right now.
And people are still like passionately on Twitter talking about it in one way or other. If you
'Cause
hate it or you saying people stupid, whatever. But I can't believe people are allowing themselves to just.
You know what I think it is? It's early onset nostalgia. When Ben Simmons was good, he was fucking great.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my God, if there's a 1% chance we get that again, that's fun for the NBA.
I mean,
He's
that's-
a 6'11"
That'd be
point
my
guard.
approach to it. But again, it still don't move me enough to really passionately be. Not for they gonna make a video about the shit.
Yeah.
But that is the thing. I like Ben Simmons. So I'm gonna always be like, man, if there is some type of chance of Ben Simmons, even if it's 1%, it's gonna be like, oh, it's intriguing. But I'm not finna go on Twitter and really be engaging in this bullshit.
I'm rooting for you, Ben, but I ain't believing
I've
in
been
this shit.
I've been rooting for you for a while now.
Like
I
the
ain't never
content.
I ain't rooted against you.
I kind of like the
Definitely ain't never
NBA
gonna root.
player content outside of podcasting. D'Angelo Russell Golf Channel, Ben Simmons,
Austin Reeves has a
fishing.
golf one too.
Who's
He
that?
did Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves, yes. Hillbilly, what do you call it? Hillbilly.
I don't know, but they were just. I
Bogey,
just heard somebody
hillbilly,
was talking
something.
about it.
I love those type of to see them outside of their normal element.
I would love to see Devin Booker make a car channel. Talk to us about his cars. Show us his mindset of when he's going to get these vintage cars and
Will he?
what he.
He don't seem like a guy that's like into the content for that reason. He kind of just.
He's
seem
sort for
like,
the aesthetic of it. I don't
yeah,
know
he
how to
likes the
explain it.
aesthetic.
He's like a film guy in a way.
Mhm.
He wants cool shots more than like and
That's
storytelling.
why somebody was
more
like,
than
I can't wait for him to drop that doc. I don't think he's doing a doc for us to watch.
Oh,
I think that's just some shit for him.
oh,
They all in the back room.
What an interesting guy. They won the gold medal, went out to dinner, he rode a bike back. Did y'all see that video of him
Yeah.
riding a bike in France after
Yeah.
winning a gold medal?
but
It's like
you
it's
know,
so
it's
random.
in those like
It's
European
very common.
countries, like they kind of can do that
Mhm.
because like they're not gonna get harassed.
Yeah,
by
and
people
also
in
the
high-
city was on lock because you got 1,000 Olympians like
Yeah.
performing and stuff.
I definitely saw that.
Unless like you're like LeBron and
he was still walked
obviously-
out with security too. We didn't see the full video. Did the security walk with him the whole way he biked?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm gonna not bike fast so you can keep up with me.
like J. Cole. I mean, we've seen video of J. Cole biking through New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's definitely hard for them to feel normal sometimes. Next team we got.
Would you sacrifice that normal feeling for the amount of money they make?
Yep.
You know how you
Yeah.
could just go to Trader Joe's right now?
and not get bothered?
I know this is a tangent, but let's say you have LeBron level fame,
Oh, you went to LeBron.
but
but-
you make $10 million a year. Is that enough money to have LeBron level fame?
no.
No. That
What
sounds
is-
annoying.
If I need LeBron level fame, I need LeBron level money.
So you need to be a billionaire?
Yeah,
yeah, he's getting.
that's why he has the.
Yeah,
You don't make
What do
$10
you
million
think,
and have LeBron James fame. That
Because
don't
$10
even
million
make
is a
sense.
shit ton of money. I might
is.
You said
accept
$10 million a year?
Yeah. A year, yeah.
I could put.
Oh,
up
a
with it.
year?
Yeah.
I
$10
thought you
million.
might
put
just
up
have
with
10
that.
No,
million.
$10 million a year.
Oh yeah, because I'll eventually start to. I'm also a guy that like.
You
that
enjoy going out?
That shit don't really bother
I
me.
don't
I
like
was gonna
going
say
out.
I wasn't
so I'm
really mad at
chilling.
you. I wouldn't really care. I'd get it ordered to the crib.
Yeah.
but then
It'd be
now your
just as
delivery
good.
driver was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
How would he
LeBron.
know?
I
I'd
get-
rather handle that one person.
LeBron not
than the
getting
other
shit
one.
Uber yet.
How would he know? You just have an assistant to go pick
Well,
up your food.
you'd also
Right.
need a security team.
Yeah, but you have $10 million a year, which
LeBron
is
is not Uber eating, guys. He has somebody. The what you told him in the chat.
that's what I'm saying.
LeBron
He
is
has an
doing it.
assistant. Yeah.
Hey,
At
You
least
probably
the
have
A
Bryce
assistant.
go do it.
LeBryce is famous as well.
I was gonna say Bryce probably got this assistant
Yeah,
too.
let me go to Trader Joe's in my Lamborghini Urus real quick.
I wouldn't.
Play with the black card.
Right.
I wouldn't mind, but you put the LeBron level fame on there. The LeBron level fame, I probably would mind. But if you talk about like these other player fames, I would still go to Trader Joe's personally. You know
Devin
what I'm
Booker
saying?
can probably go to Trader Joe's in most places outside of Phoenix. Because that's his city.
Yeah,
So if he was here in Chicago and he was in Trader Joe's, I'm sure people would notice, but it wouldn't be like this big rush of
for
like, oh
sure.
my God, Devin
'Cause
Booker's here.
LeBron
One
will
thing-
call
yeah.
mania
Everywhere.
and now I can't handle that. I
Yeah.
can handle people stopping pictures, but like mania, where now we can't move.
Yeah.
It's like no, that's where. So you lost me with the LeBron level.
Who's more famous, LeBron or I Show Speed?
LeBron
I show
James.
speed.
The man had a whole
speed.
mall shut down
Bro,
in
that'd
a
be
random
crazy.
country.
Like he do be having things like shut down.
You know, it's kind of cool.
And
though.
people be outside like screaming and I'd be like,
Bro, he be in a new country every day.
Indonesia, like he's going, full
The
tour.
reason I'm gonna say LeBron is because with the reaction Speed get, LeBron will get from a 39-year-old.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
be kids.
Somebody
Speed be
else.
having kids react that way.
Yeah.
That was a young girl and the elevator opened up. LeBron will get that same reaction from a grown ass man. Babe, that's Bron. That's Bron, babe. Stop, babe. Oh my God, it's like, damn. You see Bron take off the sleeve and throw it in the it's a grown man moving kid. Fucking sleeve, man. Watch out. That's crazy. That's different. That's crazy.
Another question before we move on, because you just reminded me of like the dude that caught Shohei's 50th home run. He didn't give it back to the Dodgers. Would y'all be the type of fan to
No.
give it back? Or do
no.
y'all? Okay.
I was mad at the fan who gave Tom Brady his ball back.
Well, they gave him some
I'm-
compensation for it.
I'm
It's
such-
just the
always-
compensation
it's
just
always
wasn't.
shitty.
I'm
Well, the
such a
compensation
sports
was
fan.
like-
I'm giving it back, but yeah, I'm not settling for here's a
Store credit. It was like
$100
store
store
credit.
credit. Fuck out of here, man.
Talking about you can get a brand new jersey.
right.
Yeah,
Ellie De La
they
Cruz first
lowballed
check.
him and he took the lowball.
He probably felt pressured.
Man, fuck
Bro,
that
I'm
person.
talking
No, I
to
feel
the
you.
Patriots. Y'all gonna
I
have
feel
to
you.
pay.
I feel you.
Y'all gonna have to put the pay in Patriots.
Yeah. I think it was with the Buccaneers though at that time.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. But yeah, there's no way I'm giving that ball back.
Yeah.
Whoever, I forgot who, maybe it was Mike Evans. Somebody gave him that ball on accident. Yeah, I'm keeping this shit.
It
saw
was.
that,
Yeah, because they apologized for like throwing the ball or whatever into the crowd.
Who scored the first? Was that Alan Lazard that caught the first touchdown
Yes.
for the Jets?
Gave
He
it to
immediately
him.
ran over to
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers to give it to him. Was his first pass touchdown as a Jet, or was it just in
In
home?
MetLife.
Okay, at home, right? So,
Right? That's the name of this shit.
I
MetLife?
have no idea.
But yeah, I'm giving it to you because what am I don't want this shit.
Now the option is like you give it to like Ken Golden, the fucking auction guy.
Oh yeah, true.
And he might sell it for $100,000.
I would rather you have it. I would rather you have it, but yeah, you're not finna lowball me. Like, come on, man. Let's meet in the middle. I'm giving you the ball,
If
so they
I'm
don't
a
go to
fan,
auction.
I think about it.
But
I think about it.
hook me up, man. It's a
Give me-
dog-eat dog world.
So let's
Do you
say
see that
okay,
suite up there? I need that one.
I'm giving you a chance, but if you don't give me what I want, and I'm not gonna hard press you. I'm not asking for $5 million.
And he gonna call D Miller to come escort him to his car.
My dog.
I'm gonna be petty if they ain't give me what I want. I'll be petty with it too.
I
Let's
would be
say
petty too.
I'm playing catch with it with my friends and just a random ball. I'm playing catch
What is
with.
this?
No, that is crazy.
I'm playing catch with my friends.
What would be an NBA equivalent to this?
NBA equivalent?
Like
Because I mean, they don't give out game balls in the NBA. They don't
Yeah.
go to
It'll
the
probably be
stand.
a
It'll be like-
crazy finals appearance ball, finals game ball.
But how do you get the
Yeah,
ball?
you're not getting
Steph
the
Curry's
ball.
not just handing the ball to a fan. Because then why would he want it back if he handed it to
It's like
you?
maybe like somebody gets happy and they just chuck it.
There is no NBA equivalent because your ass is getting escorted the minute they tell you to give them that ball back and you don't. You're
Trying to think
getting
like
escorted. and you
LeBron's
get
last
it.
Yeah,
game,
they give you a band
headband.
too.
But why would they want it back? Never mind. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's
LeBron's last game ball somehow ended up in the stands.
Like I'm asking for like, let's say there is an NBA equivalent. I want courtside tickets forever. That's a price you can't pay for a 50-50 home run.
But this is my argument. That's why I can't believe people get lowballed.
Yeah.
Because I'm not asking you for anything that you can't do. You can afford to do that. They
Yeah.
can afford to give you your one ticket courtside, or even if you don't want it courtside because you want to have 2 tickets, they can hook you up. It won't
Easily.
cost them nothing. So when they say $100, even $100 credit to the store, hopefully it won $100.
I forgot how much.
The
It was
store
literally
credit was
it was
crazy.
store credit. That's just straight up kind of disrespectful.
Yes, it costs y'all nothing. Y'all should let me go in this and have a shopping spree. I mean, whoever I came with, we going crazy.
Talking about $100 credit. That's 2 things off the rack.
Right.
Okay, our teammate over at Omaha, they just put in here what the guy got for Brady's ball.
Okay.
It includes 2 signed Brady's jerseys, a helmet, a jersey autographed by Mike Evans, and Evans' game-worn cleats.
Oh, nah, I would have. I would have.
It's starting to sound better as you keep
It's
going.
Still not
team-
enough.
The team is also providing Kennedy with 2 season tickets for the remainder of the 2021 season and all of the 2022 season, plus $1,000 credits to the team store. Brady told Peyton and Eli on ESPN Monday Night Simulcast that he would give Kennedy a Bitcoin, which would currently be valued at $60,000.
Oh no, he came up there. That is a really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
So why wasn't this all said?
All those details.
You telling me I
were
get
not in there.
Bitcoin at that point, $60,000?
All those details weren't in there before.
Yeah, it wasn't.
$1,000 score credit. Is
I know he
something.
did.
$1,000 is a lot.
I know he did. I know he had got the Mike Evans jersey. I didn't know he got the game one cleats.
The cleats are insane.
The cleats are nice.
And then you also get the.
I would have told
tickets for
Tom
2
Brady the same thing.
seasons.
I don't want 2 jerseys. I want them cleats too, boy.
The dude that caught Ellie De La Cruz's first home run, he said somebody immediately offered him $5,000 on the spot, like another fan, but instead he gave it to the team. They gave him a bat, a hat, a picture with the ball, and a picture with Ellie De La Cruz.
Not enough.
That's what
You
he
would have
got.
took that 5,000.
Man, give me that. I might have just taken it home.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
got
was gonna
more.
say I might have just got the money and might have just went home after that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be walking around
Imagine
with
a dude that's
5,000
like,
in my
I got
pocket like
5,000 for
that.
you, and he give it to you. You came up.
Yeah.
That's definitely not enough.
No.
Certain things.
Especially if Ellie becomes like one of the
Baseball be
guys.
doing shit like that. I don't know why baseball think they just so above. They just
Very traditional sport.
we'll give you a hat and you can just pat you on the back and say thanks. Like, nah, hell no.
A hat is not something.
Shout out to the Buccaneers, man. Shout out to the
Yeah,
Buccaneers.
it's not bad at all.
Yeah, they took care of him. Especially when you talking about his Bitcoin now being worth 60 bands. That's good. I want to jump into the next thing.
Yes, sir.
The Cleveland. Did we do the Cavs?
No.
Nope.
Okay. The next team was the Cavs. I just love that they brought the squad back. They running it back at least one more time and just seeing what exactly do we got here. And I'm just hoping that they can go through this season and be fully healthy and don't have to climb back up from the AFC like Donovan had to do for them at some point last season. Darius Garland can stay on the court. Jared Allen and Emo both missed time. Like they big four literally all missed time last year, and so they can come out and all play over 60 games. That would be great.
I actually really like that Isaac Okoro contract.
Yeah, I thought it was a very team-friendly deal.
Yeah, which makes sense because he was out there for such a long time trying to get that offer, didn't get it, and settled for something. And I think he's going to be pretty good for them this season. If you look at how his career has progressed as far as his three-point percentage, he's got better every single year of his career. And I guess you would just hope that he continues that trajectory, because if he can knock down that shot, we already know the defensive intensity he brings from that 3 position. So if he is, again, a 39% 3-point shooter on 3 attempts, you feel really good about him being your 3 for the next, I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
Cavs, my love and hate conflicting. I love that they didn't panic and brought back the team like D. Millie said. But then I hate that they didn't really do anything. I don't feel like their team is that good where they bring it back the exact same team because the East is so good. But, again, I just love that they didn't panic. They should have a better year.
I think financially they're just kind of in a tight spot.
Mm-hmm.
They already got Evan Mobley.
I think a lot of teams are. The Bucks was in a tight spot too. They still went out and got DeLon Wright, Gary Trent, Taurean Prince. They had the Bucks is really tight out there, and they still found a way to make it work. Hey, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought
guys also got to probably want to come play for your city too.
1,000%. I just had to find something to hate. That's all.
Yeah, I mean,
that wasn't a shot at Cleveland.
I feel like
I don't want people to think
You do be shooting at
that
them.
wasn't a shot.
I like the fact that they kind of hit the wall these last couple of seasons. So I feel like coming in with a more healthier roster, hopefully they stay healthy. But like, I feel like they've had their adversity. This is their time to kind of get over the hill. I want to say I got them as like a real dark horse team to come out of the East this year, because I think they have the paint defense and the inside defense. I think that could be really useful or just very effective when it comes to playoff times. You could slow down a lot of teams. And if Darius Garland, I think a lot weighs on him to just be effective in terms of being able to be efficient and play off Donovan. But Donovan Mitchell is probably one of the best playoff riders we have in the game.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I got them as like a dark horse
match
team.
up well with the Celtics. Like you talking about just having a big rangy wing defenders, they do have that. So they are one team that can challenge them if they're healthy.
There's a tweet from Mike. 25 years ago today, Detective Olivia Benson was introduced to the world.
I was watching Law & Order yesterday.
There you go.
SVU, baby.
Next team we got the Bucks. I love that. For me, I love that Chris Middleton is healthy and he's coming into the season healthy, and that like we saw him in the playoffs and he looked like the old Chris Middleton again. So now you adding him, and now you adding all the Gary Trent, the DeAnthony Meltons. Like you added some nice pieces.
DeLon Wright.
DeLon Wright. My bad. And now you have also a year of Giannis and Dame figuring it out. I think this team can come out. Now they can fully go guns to the wall, guns blazing, and just hit the ground running.
Yeah, I love that they were able to upgrade, take out Malik Beasley and Patrick Beverly, and you add DeLon Wright, Gary Trent Jr., and Taurean Prince. You can't ask for a better offseason with a team with as much wiggle room as they had.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate that they don't have a shot creator off the bench.
I love that all of their signings should contribute, at least in the regular season. I hate that the star core is just so old.
Yeah.
Like, they did get younger, right, because of Patrick Beverly being old and so on and so forth, and replacing them with a younger DeLon Wright, yada, yada, yada. But that top four, I mean, Giannis is not 30, but, like, the rest of them are just old.
My hate was that Brook Lopez was still considered, like, a part of the core. I just think it's kind of getting past his time. He still could be an effective, like, shot blocker, but I think he's far from what he was, like, a couple years ago when they were really, like, big contenders.
Yeah, my hate was that they still don't have like that legit like big wing defender that can like guard a few different positions and like be rangy, and like they still don't have that. I know they have Giannis, but like you're not asking Giannis to just.
He's like a help side defender.
Yeah, he's more so like a help guy. You're not asking him to guard the other team's best player every night. That was kind of my hate. Next thing we got is the Pistons. I love that they won't lose 27 straight games again.
I felt
as
like
far as you know.
they had some solid additions in the offseason. I mean, the new coach, obviously Tobias Harris is a decent NBA player for at least this team.
Tobias
So I
Harris
was
is a great NBA player.
As long as you're not the worst NBA team, you finally have some forward progress. I think that's got to be a start for the Pistons.
Yeah.
I like the additions that they made. That's just what I love about what they did. They added vets and shooting, and they added some guys that work. Paul Reed is a worker. You know what I mean? Like he's a blue collar guy, and it kind of is going to go to like the Hornets, which we'll talk about. I love that like Tobias Harris addition because it's a vet that can be on the floor with you. The Hornets. One thing I hate about the Hornets, and I hate to get to the Hornets, but they kind of connect. The Hornets got a vet and like Taj Gibson, Seth Curry, they're locker room vets, but they don't have anybody that's going to be on the floor. I just think having a vet that can actually be in the trenches on the floor playing real minutes with you, it's such a benefit for these super young teams to have somebody that's out there and can show them different ways of how things are go. That's why I like Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks with the young Rockets, because it's a difference from just being in a locker room.
Yeah, to kind of leading by example.
To being on the floor and being like, hey, young fella, come here.
Telling like Brandon Miller, man, you got to get in that stance when you guarding him. It's like, come on, Steph.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever seen you getting no stance.
So I like that for the Pistons.
For the Pistons, they added Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., Simone Fontecchio resigned, Tobias Harris. In theory, all of those dudes can shoot at least a little bit. And that is leagues ahead of what they had last year. So that's a plus. The thing I hate, though, is that this is year 6 of the rebuild, and there's still not a ton of light at the end of the tunnel. And that's just scary. Like, you're not looking at year 6 of the rebuild saying, like, oh, this is the year they're going to blossom. You still thinking about year 7, maybe year 8, depending on what Kay Cunningham progresses to be, which is just a little bit scary for me.
The thing I hate is they don't have anybody in their roster 7 foot. The tallest player is 6'10", Jalen Duren.
Works for the Warriors.
They don't got the same stuff as the Warriors.
Orlando. I love the defensive coach of Orlando. Like, they kind of like bought into it, and like that's just who they are. They're gonna be a team that's gonna come in, be scrappy, make it tough for you every night, and we okay if we had to beat you 98-96. But I do think the addition of KCP is just gonna help that offense so much more. Just because now my hate for them is that they can't make a shot and make it easier for Paolo, but he's still giving you over 20 a night with no spacing. So now you're adding KCP, and I think Franz's shooting is going to bounce back, and I think Jalen Suggs' shooting is going to also continue to do what he did. So, like, I think if you continue to make progress in the shooting, it only opens up the game so much more for him, and I just think it's going to get easier.
Yeah, I love the fact that they added KCP, and that was it. I love that they didn't do too much in the offseason because I don't think that this team needed a makeover. And then for the hate, I hate that it still feels like that they don't have a lot of shooting. Like, we talked about the KCP signing all offseason because we loved it, and they should have got props for that. But in theory, when you still look at the rest of the team, where is the shooting coming from?
Yeah, that's what I had. Like, honestly, the KCP signing was great, but I feel like they didn't address any of the issues, really. Like, shooting, obviously, was going to be a premium. Another thing was they also needed a point guard. They're just kind of banking on Jalen Suggs taking that leap. And basically the whole team just kind of taking a leap, and they could have a season where they do fall in the same place where they hit a little bit of a stalemate, but they're still a young team, so it's fine.
Yeah, they were the 4th youngest team in basketball last season, and my favorite thing about them is that they already have an identity. Usually the super young teams, you're trying to build it as it goes, and okay, now we know that these 2 pieces on the team are the solidified things. Now we build the culture around it, the identity behind it. They have that already. And that is insane to say. Like, all these other young teams, you got the Spurs, no identity as of right now other than the alien. The Thunder, they have an identity. They're an outlier as well. But like the Trailblazers, the Pistons, the Jazz, the Hornets, the Nets, these teams don't have identities, and they're in the same age bracket. With the Orlando Magic, you know what they're trying to do every single night, and they're pretty damn good at it. The thing that I hate, though, and it's nitpicking because I don't have a lot of things to hate about the Orlando Magic, is that they didn't capitalize on that window of cap space. And again, I don't think there was anything much out there, right? So again, it's nitpicking. But they had this surplus amount of money to spend and only got KCP, which could be a blessing instead of like going out and overreacting. But this is like the last time they'll be able to be buyers in free agency because you're going to have Franz's contract kick in, Paolo Banchero get an extension, Jalen Suggs getting an extension, try to figure out what you do with that center position on Wendell Carter. So this is like the only chance they had. But again, I don't know if there was anything better to do. So it's a nitpicky hate.
I mean, they tried to get Paul George. They were in the Paul George.
They were players. They were players.
Like,
yep.
They just struck out. He went to Philly. So
right.
It's not like they didn't try to. Next thing we got is Charlotte. I just love the fact that Brandon Miller hopefully is playing with a legit point guard for the first time, and that he actually has someone out there that can create for him. Last year he did a lot of self-creation, and I thought he did a good job for a rookie wing. Yeah. But now he has LaMelo who could be there to like take some pressure off of him.
LaMelo's part of my like hate was that it feels like LaMelo is one of the unhealthiest players in the league, and it's just mostly because he gives you about like 20 to 30 games and then that's it. He's done for the rest of the season. So that's my biggest like hater concern.
I think the new management looks pretty damn competent, which is something
same
they
with the
haven't
coaching.
had. Yeah.
Charles Lee.
So that's the thing I like. The new people that are in charge and calling the shots seem like they know what they're doing, and I like that. The thing I hate, is LaMelo Ball. Not him as a person
Not him as
or
a player, but
player,
his health.
but like
problem.
attaching your franchise on someone that cannot stay healthy is a little bit scary. Now, we've had younger players go through injuries early in their career, then turn out to be healthy for the rest of it. So I don't want to overreact to think that you have to
They
trade
may be
LaMelo.
pivoting too.
What'd you say?
They may be pivoting too.
It's possible.
Not even trading him, but like Brandon Miller had a really good rookie year. That
Yeah.
could be the guy. We just, number one, he played in a rookie campaign against Victor Wembanyama. And like Darrick mentioned, we didn't see him at all with much of a healthy team outside of LaMelo Ball. Like LaMelo wasn't healthy, Mark Williams wasn't healthy, Miles Bridges wasn't there. That's 3 guys that are going to be starting with him this season that he didn't get a chance to be on the floor with that much. So we'll see. But I do think there is a world where maybe they start to say, hey, we love LaMelo, we're going to keep LaMelo, but we're going to really, really feature Brandon Miller. You know what I mean? Or LaMelo just stays healthy and, overcomes these ankle issues like Steph Curry did at a certain point in his career. I just love that they have cohesion, finally. Like, I think they're gearing up to an identity, slowly but surely. It looks like they want to be a team that can run. They have LaMelo Ball. They have Miles Bridges. They have Brandon Miller. They added Josh Green, Trey Mann, all of these different guys last season and over the offseason. And with Charles Lee coming in, I would guess, my guess, is that Charles Lee would have them in a system. I forgot who ran a team like this, but it's like, do what you do on defense, and I'll let you rock on offense. Because this young team, and why I wish they had somebody that was a vet that could actually be on the floor with them, all of the things that make them exciting offensively as individual players and collectively, they could use to be solid on defense. Like LaMelo's length that he uses on offense as a bigger point guard, how he sees the floor and play makes, he could be a jumbo guard defender who could play make and read the floor and make plays happen defensively. Miles Bridges is an explosive 6'6", strongly built guy. He can translate that to the defensive side of the ball, and they have Mark Williams, who can be somebody that can close out possessions on that glass. I think if they establish that type of intensity on defense, it'll only help the offense and allow them to really run and gun and form an identity. So we'll see.
Next thing we got is Atlanta. For me, it seems like, for me personally, it just feels like they're probably going into the direction where Double O is probably going to actually get a chance to really take over the starting center position. And I just love that. I feel like over the years they've been hinting at it. But then if Clint's playing, they kind of just like, oh, you know what? Never mind. We're going to let Clint do it. I feel like this is probably going to be the year where they actually fully commit to it.
Why
Yeah.
you feel like that?
Their governor said that there's a possibility. Owner, I don't know. I guess governor is just a word that they use now. And that was the thing I like about him as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, because again, he said that Quinn Snyder will make the final decisions. But the fact that there's an opportunity for them to go super young is kind of cool to me. Because Onyeka Okongwu, when he did play last season, looked really solid. That means that you're buying in on Dyson Daniels starting and not Bogdanovich, which is interesting, and let Bogdanovich rock off the bench again. It's hard for me to find things that I love about this team, if I'm being honest with you. So that's why I went that way.
It was hard for me to find something I hate. To be honest with you.
Oh, I love that Keaton Wallace is there. He said for the Hawks, right?
What did you say?
Keaton Wallace.
Oh.
Because because one of my hates is like they don't really got no backup PG. Because with Trae Young, it's just like you're gonna get what you get from him, but with a lot of stars like that, you need somebody to come off the bench and provide that extra cushion so you don't build a deficit when he's out or something.
Who
like
are you
that.
saying?
Keaton Wallace.
Keaton Wallace.
Not
Okay.
Kaysen.
Yeah,
Keaton.
well, I know that.
You're buying into him being a rotational?
No.
That's why I'm like, you talk
No,
about
because
backup
honestly,
point guard.
I was just gonna say, well, my hate for them was they don't have a backup point guard.
Okay.
You need somebody to be positive once your star point guard is off the bench. But I was looking back. My initial love was that Trae Young just gets back that full-time duty. But I look back at the roster and I seen they had Keaton Wallace. I was like, that's my guy right there. I hope he does actually get some minutes on
They're
there.
listing Kobe Buffkin as a backup one, which I don't know.
Yeah,
If that's
I don't
makes
think
sense.
he's getting. You think he could be in for
third,
like
fourth
a decent amount of
Vic
minutes? Maybe
Reggie.
like backup minutes, like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You think he'd be due for it?
Yeah.
I won't be surprised.
Like Trae Young is off the floor that much, or
Yeah.
is he capable? What are you asking me?
Is he capable?
Yeah,
of
I
coming
think
in?
he is. I think he is. Yeah, I think I would believe so on Kobe Buffkin. I love all the stuff that y'all said. I just hate that they didn't make trades to reshape the team more. If you're gonna start double O, you should just really put Clint Capella
Clint
out
Capella
there.
out there. Team with a bit too.
Oh, the Wizards. I just said I love that Jordan Poole got his feet wet when you're talking about learning what it's like.
That's kind of
But
funny.
that sounds so funny though.
Jordan Poole got his feet wet.
He learned what it's like to be a full-time starter, and it didn't work out that well. And I think he experienced the growing pains, and I think he can come into this season a little bit more comfortable and understand what's coming for him. And I think we're going to see a big bounce-back season from Jordan Poole.
I love the youth that they have. Bub Carrington, George, Sarr, Bilal. Adding a true young star in the next draft or two, they'll be on track with a nice little rebuild there. I love that about them. I hate how they haven't found a way to leverage Kuzma or Kispert.
That was my hate too. I was like, I know Kuzma's in a weird spot because he's like, he's not good enough to the point to where like he's changed the trajectory of a team, but he's still a really good player to help out a team that's trying to contend or maybe a team that's trying to take the next step. So that's what I don't like for the Wizards.
Last offseason. He showed me the video of Mikal shooting the ball funky.
Yeah, he's like hitching it, and that's scaring the shit out of me.
He did that. He was doing that last offseason too.
That looks like his normal shooting for him, though.
He don't shoot like that.
Man.
And I don't know if that's a workout or a drill, but he was doing that last offseason too. So
I
don't
love
worry.
I got for the Wizards though. I feel like they're gonna be like the AAU ball team where we might not see much organization because they're not good at all. So I don't feel like they're gonna have any type of organization with how they play.
I hope they do, because anytime you do that AAU ball, you're setting your franchise back years. You just are. Nobody's learning anything. We're not getting any type of substance.
They don't have AAU ball players though.
They just have Jordan Poole.
They have Jordan Poole. Alex Sarr is their first pick. He's not playing AAU ball.
They have Malcolm Brogdon. He's
Oh,
going
true,
to settle some
true,
stuff
true.
down. Very consistent.
My hate was that I hate that Kuzma still on the team.
That was everybody hate, I guess. With that and Corey Kispert.
My hate was
He's pushing 30. He's about to be 30, and he's still on a
What's
young
wrong
roster.
with being 30? Relax.
Right.
My time coming soon.
Oh, no.
I feel like they so low on Denny. I guess it depends on what Bub Carrington ends up being. But I feel like if the league would have known he was available, you might have been able to get a lot more for him because he's on a good contract and he's really impactful of a player. But time will tell. If Bub is really one of them ones, then steal of a trade.
Shout out to Blazers for capitalizing.
Mm-hmm.
They really got a quick little diamond in the rough. A low ball. Last thing we got is the Pacers. I just love that Hallie and Pascal Siakam gets a full season, and we get to see really what that duo is. We got a little not even half, like 30 games of it. And the first 10 didn't look too good, but then those last 20 looked amazing. So I'm just excited to see them for the full 82.
I think in the playoffs, Pascal was playing some of his best basketball I've ever seen him play.
Pascal was putting up some
Like
crazy
scoring the
games.
ball,
Killing the
rebounding the
Bucks.
ball. Like he was doing everything. And I think if he continues that momentum,
He wouldn't have
Like-
did that if Giannis is out there.
yeah, that's actually crazy. But I like to see that and see that he could actually probably be the leading scorer for this team coming into the next season as Tyrese likes to get everybody involved. Like I think they got a nice 1-2 punch after what I see.
I'm trying to think. Who the hell is guarding Siakam?
I don't know, but
No one.
Nobody could.
Maybe, yeah.
The thing I love the most about them is that their identity doesn't shift when Tyrese isn't on the floor. TJ McConnell comes in and gives that same amount of energy, and even when they're running like Nembhard as the primary ball handler, the system is still going to be pretty damn good. It won't be. To
I
the
argue
highest
that
level.
a little bit because I feel like defensive intensity be changing when he not on
No,
the
I
court.
mean on the offensive.
But
side.
I know what you mean, like the
Yeah.
fast.
I mean, they're
pace.
way better with him off the court.
But when
defensively.
when he was missing some games, they was defending their ass off.
Yeah,
They were.
Yeah, they were middle of the pack defensively at that time period. And the thing I hate is the uncertainty at the center position. Miles Turner's contract is up. He can't sign an extension this season, so you have to let him sit in free agency before you give him a deal. What type of deal is that going to look like? And then you have Pascal on the max. You have Tyrese Halliburton on the max. You have other players on smaller deals but still accumulating cap space or taking up cap space. What type of money does Miles get? Is that
Why do
something
I
you
feel like
think about?
Miles Turner was just in?
Well, he signed a 2-year extension 2 years ago.
Oh,
Well, I'm sorry, it was a 1-year extension, but he was making $15 million, and they turned that 15 to 28,
okay.
and then an extension on top of that. But because they did that, he can't sign a regular season extension. He has to wait until free agency starts to get his next contract.
That's so NBA contracts be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't.
Whenever they have stuff like that happen, it's because there was a time where that didn't happen, and there was some way to do a loophole. So it may sound crazy, but let's be
It
glad
feels
it
so
didn't
long
happen.
ago when Miles Turner and Sabonis were like fighting for that spot, and they
Yeah.
was both playing together.
So
Yeah.
I had a tweet from, let me see if I can find it. CSB quoted it, but this was like when it was Sabonis and them. And I tweeted like, give me your fake Pacer trades. Because those were videos I did back in the day when there was rumors and stuff. And some people, our guy, Young Simba, he damn near put together the Tyrese Halliburton trade a year before the Tyrese Halliburton trade happened.
Really? Wow.
Which is crazy.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
That's my guy.
Because that shit caught me off guard. I was not expecting him to trade Halliburton.
It was like Buddy Hield. It was almost identical. I'm trying to see if I can find the
It's
tweet.
kind of crazy to think in hindsight that trade looked kind of crazy, but like literally both teams can come out of there and say they got what they wanted.
I remember where we were. We were filming a video when that trade happened.
Yeah.
We were. Yep.
And I think we got the clip of us being like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
I love Kevin Pritchard's front office execution. Again, we talked a little bit about it with the 76ers. I just feel like the Pacers have done everything perfectly that you can ask for of a team. They went out and got Pascal when the time was ready. They drafted at Andrew Nembhard. They bought in low on an Aaron Nesmith and turned his career around. They got T.J. McConnell, Obi Toppin. They have like executed flawlessly. Jarris Walker is now a guy that's like sitting on that depth chart that we all looking at. Somebody will bite on that if they ever make him available. So bringing in Rick Carlisle after the Maverick situation, they have just done a really, really, really good job. Even buying in on Halliburton. Halliburton wasn't like
For sure, an
available
all-star,
on
yeah.
a trade block, and they was able to make it happen and turn him into an all-star. So got to get credit where credit is due.
That's all 15 teams in the Eastern
Yes,
Conference,
Yes, it is.
Next week we'll do the Western Conference. Next episode we're gonna do our
Power
power
forwards.
forwards. And I put the list in there a couple days ago. It's a gauntlet, bro.
The dogfight.
It's-
Would you rather have that or the small forward list where it's weak?
No, facts. I want it to be difficult. So I'm excited.
I feel like when the list is kind of weak, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
I can see that.
Yeah, because on the other flip side, it be feeling like it be kind of fall into place sometimes too. When it's just like,
It be
we
certain-
know he number
certain
one.
spots
We
that
know
fall
he
into place. But
yeah.
then Derrick Wright, that back end be like
Yeah.
7, 8, 9.
It'd be like,
Let's talk about some fantasy football.
let's talk about fantasy
Because
football.
it was damn near the trade deadline, it felt like, in our league. Again, at home, it's a 12-man league, $100 pay-in, where it's all of the guys. Austin is in it as well. Our guy Reese, who you might know if you're in the community. Some big trades happened. The first trade happened 2 days ago, and I'm just gonna say the players that were exchanged, and yada yada yada. Someone traded Garrett Wilson and
We're not doing that.
What?
We're not doing that. Austin traded you. Austin traded you, Garrett Wilson
Well, the
and Kyron
problem
Williams.
is, we want to talk to Austin about the trade, but they won't be able to hear him give his.
What do we want to
explanation.
talk about?
I still want to know exactly why. But okay, let me break down the trade.
Right, but hold up. The reason I'm going to say the trade.
Mhm.
Say the trade.
It is Garrett Wilson and Kyron Williams getting traded to my team for Dante Smith and Zach Charbonnet.
Now listen, the reason I'm glad this happened is because all of y'all did all of that when me and Darrick did our trade last year. And you see, when you're offered to you and you're talking to somebody, you accept it, right? You didn't
No,
say,
I wasn't mad last year about your trade. I was just sad because me and Darrick had something on the table. I didn't think that, void the trade, commissioner step in. But I was like, damn, that was me and Darrick. I don't know how close we were to the finish line.
Yeah.
But I remember I was getting my hair retwisted and me and Darrick were talking, and then I got notification that y'all did a trade.
now listen to this. Not that me and Austin had a trade, but Austin sent me a trade at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I wake
That is
up.
also when this trade came through, by the way.
I wake up, I walk my dog, and I'm checking my phone. And I'm like, oh, we got a trade off a penny? What we got up here? He sent me some BS, in my opinion.
BS in like trying to buy your players too low.
No. He wasn't trying to finesse. It's just that he was sending me something that made no sense to me. Like, for me, I like if the roles were reversed. So he sent me David Montgomery and Jalen Waddle for Jordan Mason.
Okay.
To me, that just didn't make a lot of sense because Jalen Waddle's quarterback is now gone. So I don't know what that's going to look like.
Right.
It may not drop off, but
Right,
I just don't know what that'll look like. David Montgomery, I don't buy into the production he's giving you out of the first 2 weeks, but I'm not mad at Austin because that's when you sell high.
I think he might have sent the trade for like everybody that night or that morning. 5 a.m. is crazy, by the way. He said he was sending out the best available trades.
He sent me a
with the stuff
trade that
he
I
had.
was just definitely like, I don't know what the hell.
The
this
crazy
is.
thing about this trade is that I didn't see this at first. Caleb sent me another trade, Amari Cooper for Charbonnet, and I was thinking about it because I think that Amari Cooper is going to start to turn it up. He's not going to finish with 4
I agree.
fantasy
I wanted
points
to.
every night.
I still.
So
am
I almost
interested.
accepted that trade, and then I saw his trade, and I'm like, yo, it damn it was too good to be true.
But listen to the next.
That's
So
a first rounder and a second rounder.
So he sends me that trade.
Uh-huh.
This is exactly what I say. To get Mason, I need Williams and Wilson. Mason damn near outscored every combination of players you got, but Waddle no longer got no QB, so I can only take back people with some upside to keep up his point value. He's outscored Wilson and Williams too, but at least they be on the field. Montgomery's snap percentage is just too damn low for me to be a believer. And then he say, fair enough. And then a couple hours later, I see exactly what I told him, Wilson and Williams.
Thank you, Dan.
In a trade. And I'm like, damn, that's exactly what I was telling you. But I wasn't too mad because I didn't really want them, but I would just let them know. For us to even talk for Jordan
That's like
Mason,
the
you
good-
had to come through the door with that.
So that trade set up this smaller trade that set up a bigger trade. Mikey Wikey traded for Keenan Allen and gave up Brian Robinson to Reese.
Now let's talk about that.
And that trade happened. I was like, I saw the notification. Oh, trade happened. And we were all in Discord. And I was like, oh, that's a small trade. Pierre was like, no, it ain't. Something else is happening next. I'm like, oh, okay, say less. Say less.
So going to the next trade, because now we're going to talk about his ass.
So the next
My
trade
trade is the
happens.
next one?
No, my trade.
So you can kind of look at this as like a fake 3-teamer like we in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Team Pee Wee Plug Fluties acquired Derrick
You
Henry.
like that, Pee Wee the Plug Flutie?
Derrick Henry, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and James Cook, and traded Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, and Jordan Mason to Reese. So Reese does the trade to acquire another running back because he was acquiring 2 wide receivers. Again, Kupp is injured for.
I will speak for Reese partly because me and Reese worked hard to get this deal
So I just
done.
want to say we saw 2 first rounders in one day get traded.
Yeah. So
And that's not it. We got another first
we're
rounder
gonna
that
get
got
to your
traded.
But the reason I want to get to Darrick is because Darrick was an important piece for me and Reese's trade. So early in the episode, I told you sometimes you want to contact Darrick, you got to call him.
Yep.
I was texting Darrick because he wasn't replying in the DM because he had sent me a trade. So what I want to do before we dive in is I want to paint y'all a picture of the trade that Darrick sent me, and I want y'all to give me y'all opinion on this trade. So Darrick starts our DM with the trade offer. He don't say nothing. It's just you got a trade offer from Darrick. The trade was this: Kenneth Walker, Jamar Chase, Travis Kelce in exchange for Breece Hall,
Okay.
Mike Evans, and Rashee Rice.
He tried to take all 3
So
of the top
I
players.
say, man, WTF is this?
Travis Kelce stinks.
He said, I thought we had a good foundation here. I say, what do I gain? Literally, none of them are as close to my guy. Like, the points are just so lopsided. And so we go back and forth. Darrick says, he keep going back and forth. I keep telling him, saying, like, what do I gain? He said, I'll send something better. I said, okay, my boy gonna send something better. So I start talking to Reese. I remember Darrick kept talking about Derrick Henry during the draft, after week 1, just Derrick Henry. So I got this trade with Reese that I'm thinking about cooking up. So I say, let me hit up my man's Darrick because I'm gonna get 2 guys back. I'm not gonna have the room, and I don't want to deal with who should I be playing each week. That's just too much stress as a fantasy manager. So I'm like, what can I do? I could flip him. So I hit up Darrick. You like Derrick Henry? Here come Darrick, bro. It can never be just simple yay, nay. So I literally DM him that. He don't respond. So I text him personally. I said, hey, he said, what's good? I said, I got a counter to your trade. Want to see how you feel about it. He say, what is it? I say, listen, I'm going to have Rashee Rice and Derrick Henry. Just slide me Jamar Chase. He said, wait, Reese traded you Henry? Because me and him are talking Henry. I say, we got a trade in place that he be involved in. But if you want him, I can ship him right to you literally once it go through, and he never texts, right? So about an hour go by. I say, dang, N-word, what's the word? So he said, I had a deal with him, so I'm waiting on what he does. I said,
I had
You was
messaged-
talking to you were talking to me about a trade
I was
too.
talking. I was
talking.
talking to Mason too.
Okay.
so I
Mm.
text Darrick again. I say, brother, the man told me he want my deal. I'm just being clear with him now.
Yeah.
I said, all I'm asking is what do you think of that when/if me and him do our deal? Y'all can do whatever y'all got going on. I'm just asking you about me and you. All I wanted him is to say, if I got Derrick Henry, he would be interested. That's all I was looking for.
Right.
He could still talk to Reese. I'm not telling him not to do their deal. I literally told Reese when me and him was talking, hey, I'm waiting. I want to see how things line up. So if you have a deal you need to do, just do it. I'm not trying to stop nobody trades from happening. Derek says this, KB. This one, I'm in Target. I almost like threw my phone. He say, we can't make a deal if he accepts mine. But he told me he liked my offer too, so it looks like a waiting game. I text him back. I said, Derek, no shit, we can't make a trade if you get Derrick Henry. But I'm asking, if I get him, would you still want him?
He's talking about
No, we can't do a deal if I get Derrick Henry. Duh. No shit. But if you don't, so then I get on the phone with Reese. I'm sending Reese a voice memo because now I'm like, let me just get to the nitty gritty. If y'all got a deal, I'm gonna let y'all do y'all because Derrick is finna piss me off. So I talked to Reese. You know what Reese tells me?
What's up?
He say, man, me and Derrick Henry I'm about to decline this deal. This deal ain't even really shit. Derrick is talking to me like they really got a deal. Something going. Reese sends me a voicemail back like, man, I don't know what Derrick is on with you because I'm not taking his deal any seriously.
The deal I sent him, he said, I like it. Let me think on it though.
But he said you got too greedy and tried to ask for some more shit, and that made him just decline it. And literally when I sent the voicemail, he said, let me literally decline this because I don't know what he's on with you. I like your deal 10 times more. So that's why I sent you the voice
What was
memo.
your fake deal?
My
with
deal
Reese?
with Reese originally was for DeAndre Swift, Xavier Worthy, and Travis Kelce.
That's
For Derrick Henry, his tight end,
Which is who?
Right.
Jake Ferguson.
Okay, I was about to say, you
And
can't just
then
say
I had
tight
to click
end.
on his name. I didn't know his first name. And then Khalil Shakir from Buffalo.
And then what happened after y'all talk? Was there some more dialogue there said?
No, he never. Then eventually he just declined the deal. He then sent me another trade later that day for DeAndre Swift.
I'm sorry. The person that said you was getting greedy was Terrence.
Oh.
When I talked, which we'll get to because y'all eventually did the deal.
Yeah.
When I talked to Reese, he said that your deal he didn't see what he gained, so he was just talking to you, but it was nothing that was like, that's how you was presenting it to me.
Yeah. Well, the reason I wasn't doing the deal, because I figured if I can get Derrick Henry back without giving up Jamar Chase, that's a W.
That made
Like,
all of the sense in the world to me. The reason you was pissing me off is because I understand that. I'm just asking you. Me and him are like about to close in on this deal. He's telling me he like, man, I'm waiting for you whenever you're ready. So now I'm telling you that I'm about to get him.
I felt like me and him was like, I thought I was like right there too.
Well, you thought wrong because he was saying he wasn't even looking at that trade.
And
like
then I told you, I literally told you that he told me he liked my deal better. He want to do my deal, and you still, man, it's gonna be a waiting game. And then all of that happened.
And
so
then Derrick finally does do his trade.
But the reason we needed you, Mike, so thank you, is because Reese wanted. What I ended up telling Reese, the points outweighed each other, so I needed both of his running backs for me to really do the deal. He needed another running back. He tried to go through Smalls. Smalls was giving him some bullshit running around. Smalls, you are crazy. So he couldn't get it there. And then we were like, damn, we probably won't be able to do the deal. But then you came through with Brian Robinson. And as soon as he got Brian Robinson, we were able to do our deal. So shout out to you.
I was looking to get another receiver, and I know Keenan Allen hurt right now, but hopefully when he come back, he's solid. I just needed like a receiver,
like
2,
people
receiver
like
3
you.
type thing.
Our whole league, not our whole league, but we have too many teams that like guys that just don't understand like they think everything is now.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan Allen is going to come back.
Yeah,
That's why I don't mind Derrick's trade. So let me talk about it. Derrick traded away Jamar Chase, Xavier Worthy, and Travis Kelce, and acquired Alvin Kamara, Nick Chubb, DJ Moore, and Tyler Conklin. And the reason I don't mind your trade is because you still have Puka Nacua, who will be back one day, and Kenneth Walker back. So you could have a running back room of Alvin Kamara, who's not going to put up 3 touchdowns a night, but still going to be solid. Kenneth Walker, and then your wide receivers would be Puka, DJ Moore, and who else you have on your team?
Rashid Shaheed and Brian Thomas.
Like it's not a bad. I don't know if it's
And
a
then
championship team.
And then
but
I'll still have CJ Stroud.
Yep.
So and then Nick Chubb is still projected to come back this season.
sometime he'll be back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bank on it, but yeah.
So we saw 3 first-round picks get traded in one day.
Now here's my argument to what you said.
Crazy.
This is why this is the problem with Derrick's trade and why I felt the way I felt about it. A lot of people just see the screenshot of the trade and they react to it like, man, what's it? It's the context. I'm in the party with Terrence as he's doing the whole trade with you. He's giggling at you because y'all have a trade that does not have Jamar Chase at all. Does not your first round pick. It did not involve him at all. So you do this trade, And Terrence is in the chat going through it and is about to do it, but then he said you got a little greedy, so he just wanted another receiver. And he says, he comes back to the mic giggling like, bro, Darrick is not serious. I'm like, what? He like, I just wanted another receiver. I knew he wasn't going to trade Puka, which means he didn't think he was going to trade Jamar Chase either, so you probably could have threw Alan Lazard, who just had a nice game, or whoever. And he said you just threw in Jamar Chase like he was a second-round pick in the NBA trade. And I was going to give you Rashee Rice and Derrick Henry. So if you break those deals down, you could have walked out with – who all did you walk out with from Terrence?
I
Alvin
walked out with
Kamara.
Alvin Kamara.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
I think
Conklin.
DJ Moore's going to be really good for you, bro.
So if you don't throw in Jamar Chase, you get some of that, and then you get Rashee Rice and Derrick Henry. That's all. That was my whole argument. You added somebody in there that didn't need to be in there who was
But
going to
also
have
these-
value.
these-
Even if you didn't trade him to me, Mason would have gave you a package.
Wait,
Go
but
back.
no.
What was
but
the original trade before
deal
Chase
did-
was in it?
No, the original deal doesn't have 4 players being traded. That's why
but that's why he said you got greedy.
The original deal is Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy for Pickens and Kamara. So then I said, then in my
Pickens
mind,
and oh, wow.
That's still a good deal.
I'm not mad at that.
but then in my mind, I'm like,
So you
Hold
threw
on.
in Jamar Chase for the extra who?
DJ
but-
Moore
but
and Conklin.
DJ Moore, yeah.
You would have that.
He should have
Conklin
just
put
kept
up
the
one
original
fantasy
deal.
point the first 2 weeks of the season.
He should have just
You
kept
do
that
that.
original
You
deal.
do that initial deal,
Yeah.
and it don't even have to be with me. It ain't because you didn't trade with me. I'm cool. But if you now take Jamar, your first round pick, if you have to know how to leverage and value your players, and you trade him to a Mason,
Because
who has
Mason
a
would have
bunch
been
of-
interested.
Mason would have been interested. You was
I
interested.
was interested. Me and
I
Derrick
was
talked,
and
but it
you
never.
had running back, and I got
I had
running
running
backs.
backs, yeah.
I would have given you Cook and Henry or Rashee Rice and Henry. So now you would have had George Pickens, Rashee Rice, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, C.J. Stroud, and you would have had Puka coming back. And once that guy came back, now you have some wide receivers. So now you have some more moves you can do. The game of fantasy football is all about leveraging, so you can have options. Now you kind of don't. You got to work with what you got.
Me and Derrick talked about a trade.
What happened? Because he told
It
me.
fell through because he got a bit
Because I saw
too-
what you
he
was over
got-
there doing.
He got a bit too. What'd I do?
You gonna get Jamar Chase after you had guy G5?
Oh yeah, I was trying to get 2 first-round or 3 first-round wide receivers, which would have been crazy. But he got a little bit too greedy because he wanted James Conner, Zay Flowers, and Drake London. That was just too expensive
That's
to me.
the common thing I'm seeing when people talk to Derrick. He reaches a
Well,
little
I
bit.
felt
overreached.
like he had a surplus of backs. He could afford to give me that. And Drake
James-
London is somebody.
James Conner was on the table,
and
for
Drake
sure.
London was somebody he didn't want.
But you know why?
But I'm not just throwing him in a trade.
Exactly.
He still
because
give
he's
me
gonna
12 fantasy
leverage.
points.
He's
Yeah.
going to leverage his players.
I know.
Which is
He will
why
not stay on my roster this season.
That's why
he
you
will
don't
get
just
traded
throw
eventually.
in your first round pick as a throw-in. You got to leverage that
The
shit.
first trade you sent me was kind of wild.
What was
He
it?
wanted HN and Flowers for Chase.
Stop it.
And Xavier Worthy, who don't count. He had the first, oh my God, his first game, he scored a touchdown or 2. That shit is so fluke.
He trying to bank on that.
Yes, you should have traded him after week 1. That's when you should, but you wanted to wait to see.
He thought he was lit.
No, I wouldn't have took him. But you
And
want to
on
wait
that trade,
see.
what I'm praying for, just to keep the league competitive, and you did the trade, I'm praying that Alvin Kamara keeps. Now he's not going to keep having the weeks he had last week, but I hope what Terrence did was he sold him high.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
So I'm hoping that you don't get no
But
drop off
I'm
and look
also
crazy.
I'm also projecting DJ Moore is gonna.
I think he will.
He's gonna exceptionally start playing better. Than
I
what
think
he was.
this week he's going to have a good week.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I just don't think the Colts
because
have
this is
a
the same
different
thing that
defense.
was the opposite last year, where I had DJ Moore and I was telling, hey man, come on, nobody bit, and I kept him. And, whew.
Mm-hmm.
So now you biting on it,
Yeah, I know.
and
Now
but
you
it's all
biting
good.
on it.
I'm
Yeah, I know.
I'm happy,
Because
man.
now I'm just happy I can have a solid.
Wait, what?
He biting on it.
I'm just happy I
What
have
he
a
say?
solid
Yeah,
running
I
back. I have a solid running back core in a few weeks.
Oh,
I do
man.
too now. Because if one of these dudes go down, then boom, Kyron Williams is back in the line. Like I have 3 real. Now he hasn't had a good season so far, so I bought low basically because he hasn't had a single 10-yard run all season long.
Mm-hmm.
But like that has to change eventually, and if it doesn't, then Austin's trade looks a lot better.
I'm loving
then
my
also,
team, man. I'm
I
loving my
also
team.
looked at this and I was like, if Aaron Rodgers is like, if he's hit that stride and he's really starting to hoop, I could dangle C.J. Stroud out there.
You're not getting a lot for C.J. Stroud.
It's such a
Quarterback market
position,
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
the
C.J.
position
Stroud,
players are where it's at. The wide receivers,
see.
running backs is what
Where's
you're gonna
he
get
at?
your value.
Fantasy
I need
wise.
Brandon Ayuk
DJ
to
Stroud?
start having some good game.
He's right now.
He will.
Week 1 he was QB.
Debo
8.
Sample is hurt.
Now it says QB 16.
You're gonna see.
Damn.
He been slow.
I picked
Start
up
these
Juwan
first 2 weeks.
Jennings, so
You
we'll see.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah, CJ Stroud is overall on the season QB 12. So it's like I would just keep Jaden Daniels as QB 7.
I just drop somebody. I don't even want to pick somebody else. I just want to drop dude on my roster.
I
Just
did
click
that.
on him and drop him.
I did that with my tight ends. Like, no, I kind of need him. Let me pick him back up. I actually spent some money to
I
pick him
picked
back
up
up.
Greg Dortch just because, like, the first week he did real, like,
Right.
he had a real solid with the Cardinals. He ain't done shit
I was
since.
I'm
like-
surprised you didn't trade Likely to Terrence.
Yeah,
after
how's
week
Likely
1.
doing? Is he still?
No.
No.
I mean,
Terrence
even
had
the
no
first.
tight end at
I knew he
all.
wasn't gonna keep up what he was doing, but like, is he?
Yeah,
being
no,
steady?
no.
It's so
It's
funny
only
with
been
our
2 games,
league.
though, too.
Terrence just
true.
got Travis Kelce, bro.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce and Jamar Chase. Y'all, people can
I
sit
d-
up
I
here.
don't believe
It's
Travis
2 weeks
Kelce.
into the season,
Yeah.
man. They're not playing. They're not playing a preseason.
It's just
Guys
weird
gonna
that
start
he's-
hitting that
It's
stride.
not even that. It's just weird. He's not even getting targeted.
It's just that
It's gonna go up.
they're a run first team now. But
It's-
now
it's-
Pacheco's done.
It's gonna
so
go up, man.
Oh,
You out of your
Pacheco
mind
is
if you
done.
think they're
No.
gonna go
He's out
weeks
at least.
and Patrick Mahomes ain't gonna sit him down and say, "Listen, bro, this game I'm just finna throw it. You ain't had a certain amount. I'm just finna give you 15 targets because I feel bad." Their relationship is like that.
I was gonna say I think like they had the highest one, like I'm not even gonna pull up no fake stats, but like they was like the best duo.
Mhm.
It feels like in the league last
Yeah,
year.
no, I listen to a lot of fantasy football shows and stuff, and they were talking about how Patrick Mahomes hasn't been higher than like QB 7 in fantasy since like week 9 of last year, which is
That's
crazy to
tough.
think about.
Yeah, that actually sounds crazy.
But in all those weeks, I bet Travis Kelce was getting his points
Maybe, yeah.
because they ain't, they never had no crazy since Tyreek Hill was there. Crazy like core of receivers, but
It's crazy
Patrick
how
Mahomes and Terry. The fact that was a duo.
crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy
Insane.
that didn't work out. Just
It was
because-
like
It wasn't a duo, it
highlight
was a trio.
yeah, it was a
'cause you had
trio.
Kelce.
too.
Kelsey, yeah, it was like a highlight every damn
Yeah.
game.
Because how do
And
you defend a big tight end like that if you have?
And when they had the
Tyreek
honey
Hill,
badger back on defense too,
Now you got
come on now.
linebackers on Kelce getting their ass torched. Well, that still happens, but I walked into the draft saying I want Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I can't let Breece Hall pass me. But now I walk out with both of them, and I'm not done.
It's so
I'm not done.
it's
Shout
so
out to
crazy.
Kyler Murray for the
It's so
last week.
crazy
he
you
had.
have St.
But
Brown.
then we
on
had
your
more
team.
movement in this weekend or whatever it was
all of last season.
than all of last season.
And I don't
What
think it's
happened?
done. He said we had more trades in this week, this one day.
Yeah, we definitely not done.
I don't think it's done at all.
I'm ready.
Because people going to get injured again. People going to come back. It's going to be a lot.
Are we doing fantasy basketball too?
I would guess so, but I'm not tripping if we don't.
Yeah,
You
I'm-
just got to
not-
put the money in.
I'm not
again.
big on fantasy basketball. It just don't have the same feel as fantasy football.
Yeah.
You know what I also think contributes to that? It's such an everyday sport. Football, you got to get ready for Thursday, Monday, Sunday. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And basketball is like, oh, man, I got to set my lineup every day.
Yeah,
Like,
and I
that's
think
just-
there's that want to like
We
if your
work in
player has
basketball, too.
if your player has a bad next week, like you're looking forward to like this could be that make or break week right here for you.
Yeah.
So it's
it's
just
such quick turnaround.
There's so
in
much
NBA.
diamonds in a rough to in football.
Yeah.
Guys are constantly adding and dropping guys. In basketball, it won't be like it won't.
talking
it won't
about
really
the
be
running
like that.
back two finna have 2-3 weeks where he the
Yeah.
starter because
Ain't gonna be no Jordan.
one out.
Who's gonna be the Jordan Mason in basketball? There won't really be one.
Cam. No,
What-
that doesn't exist. He
What was
started.
crazy? Wasn't it the night before all the trades happened? Wasn't like John and who else was going crazy on the waiver wire? Like they were just like guys. They was like paying a lot of money for guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
That-
I'm going to be honest with you. Week 1, I paid a shit ton of money for somebody. I didn't know how it worked.
Oh,
That's why I'm saying our league
paid
is
like
our league is
$15.
it's such in a panicky state. We're doing all these trades, people spending so much money on a waiver wire. We are in week 2. We haven't seen shit yet. There's gonna be more injuries that's gonna come. There's gonna be more guys that hit the waiver wire, and by the time we get there, a lot of people ain't gonna have that bread.
John spent like $25 on somebody once.
It was on Kareem Hunt.
yeah.
I don't. He's not.
He
even
could have
gonna
spent
play.
$1 on that.
He could have really spent $2 and got him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I only spent like $5 so far.
Yeah, I spent 15.
Because I keep seeing people spend. I don't spend nothing, and I just get guys for free.
Yeah,
It's like
if
I got
did,
Jawan Jennings for free.
Yeah, I think I don't even know if I put $5 on a player. I did. I think I might have put legit like 2 or whatever, like the least amount you can put, because it's like
Yeah, it's
I didn't even
$1.
think
I
nobody's gonna
$1
pick
the
dude
least
up.
amount you could put.
So it's just like whatever.
Yeah, when I saw that they was going crazy like that, I was just like, damn. And I'm wondering like how because I put like $6.
Bro,
on
you should
somebody.
just leave him on the block. KB keep putting Drake London.
Because I know
on and off
y'all get the
block.
notification. It's gonna get somebody to think, should I get Drake London?
I would get
Every
Drake
week,
London.
I'm just gonna put him back on the block and take him off and put him back on the
Look,
block.
T-Ross said,
See, that's what
"Give
I'm saying. Now he might
Give
DM
me-
me asking for Darrick for Drake London. I'm gonna ask for one of the
I
people
get
he
to
just
see,
got though.
I got Josh Downs on my team. I wanted to see what he's gonna look like. He played the Bears tomorrow for his season debut.
Yeah,
But
So,
you know that's an elite defense.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for that game.
me too. Because Anthony Richardson by far my favorite quarterback. But I don't know now because having Kyler Murray as my QB making me a fan of his.
That's all it take, really.
Yeah, when you have somebody as your QB, you definitely become more of a fan.
That boy, man, had my phone. Boy had my phone juking last week. First quarter, touchdown. One more to Marvin Harrison Jr. Damn. We litty. But yeah, undefeated streak should be
Reese sent
continuing.
me a trade just now. Let's see what he talking about.
Come on, Reese.
See, he doing too much.
What do you want?
He wants James Conner and Drake London for Jordan Mason and Shakir. I'm sorry, I'm not trading for a backup when that man Conner get almost every touch in the backfield. He had 21 attempts the week. Nah, I'm good. He thought I'll counter it though.
I'm looking in that contract.
Well, I hate that Caleb being here dropping and adding people. I sent him a DM. I sent him a trade, and he hasn't even like opened it.
You got to text Caleb.
So you just open the app and just ignore all of it because everybody's saying that like they can't get a hold of him to do
I've been
trades
trying
or
to
talk.
talk to him for a
So he
while.
just opened
But
the
then he
app.
sent me a trade, and then I countered it and never heard back from him.
That's what I'm saying. He just casually opening on the app, browsing and don't look at his trades. Even when he put Amari Cooper up, I said, "What you want for Amari Cooper?" Nothing. Didn't even read it.
Oh, he actually did read my last trade.
Oh, he did?
Shout
just
out to
didn't
the Sleeper
respond.
app for showing you if a person read it. Yeah, he has not read mine.
I didn't know about this app till we first,
Yeah.
or we just
And they
used
seen
it.
that notification and be like, someone has accepted your chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't even accepted the chat. He literally has not accepted the chat. I'm finna mention him in the chat.
Yeah,
Or maybe just take some person.
because he just did something. He just picked up Ezekiel
Zeke, who I
Elliott.
dropped.
Because I'm telling you, his running back core is Devin Singletary and now Zeke.
That's why I'm trying to give him a bunch.
nasty, bro. That's why I feel like you can get
Zeke ain't been
Jetta.
on shit just like he was last year.
Man, I ain't been on a damn.
Because last
crumb.
year I had him on my team. Man, was he bad. He was so bad.
He scored a tutty in the first week, so his points were 11. But last week he has 6 touches for 16 yards and 3 catches.
Have any of y'all finished with like negative points on a person?
Thank
Not
God,
yet,
no.
No.
You very
haven't?
close.
I was
huh?
very, bro. Ramondre Stevenson had
2, right?
0.30 points.
Damn.
Sound like you got to trade him.
He must have
want him?
kept losing yards
I
because he
am
had some
interested.
big runs that game too.
I think he had a fumble too.
Oh, that
He
fumble.
did fumble.
How much is a fumble minus? A fumble minus.
A pumble.
I think it's different from a fumble and a fumble loss, right?
That's
Oh.
creative word. That's when you fumble on a punt return, it's a
It's a
fumble.
It's a fumble.
Because then Brees Hall fumbled too, but it was out of bounds.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
So they didn't even turn it over.
Shout out to my boy Breesy, man. We the beauty.
Shout
and
out to Allen. I didn't
Beauty
know
of
the
the
backup. He was dogging out
Another
there.
reason I want to kick D Mills in his head. He only went for Alan Lazard because I was talking about I was gonna
He had a
bid
good
for
night.
him.
It was
Then
only
he
like
gonna
3 catches. got a tutty in there.
magically put $4 into my one, and now Alan Lazard is on his team on a bench just scoring points.
Yeah. Definitely wish I would have put him in. But, you know,
live and you learn.
Brian Thomas will come out and have a good game, too.
Is that who you banking? Who you play this week?
I play Austin.
The battle of the dumpsters.
Yeah, somebody in this room is starting
They're
the season
projecting
0-3.
Austin to win. I think not that it
I just
matters,
hope I
which
don't
is what I
lose to
told you week
John.
1, but
You should-
John is 0-2.
Hey, if your team go from the highest team week 1 to being shit for the rest of the season, that would be crazy.
I honestly feel like it was just Ramondre Stevenson put me in a bad. If he would have gave me 5 points,
And
I
the
think
fact
it
that
would
that happened on Thursday night football, so you got to sit with it until
Yeah.
the end of Monday. Yeah, you
The-
basically got 0.
the
on
make
your
or
team.
break for you and Austin game, in my opinion, is we got to see what Miami's quarterback look like. Because Jalen Waddle, they still have up here for 9.8 points. That could happen, or it could be 2 points.
I
3
think
points.
Tyreek Hill projected at still like 15.
We got to get you a tight end, Darrick.
No, you got
I got 2 for you if you
Conley.
need one.
Oh, he played.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
already
he
played.
played. I was, you know, it's funny. I was looking at. I had tried to add somebody to my players, and like I can't add them.
And you was like, why?
Yeah, because it says I have the empty spot on my bench, and I was like, wait, why is it my roster full? But that's because Conklin is still coming.
Look at Reese. He trying to convince me that my players aren't worth anything, so that's why you should trade him to him. He gonna say, London ain't really on shit in that offense, and Connor good, but Mason been better. So if it's
why
that
would
the
you
case, why
want
you
him?
want him? You think I'm a 2-year-old? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, you right.
Right, yo, that's a good point.
He tried to use reverse psychology.
Yeah, Drake London
Oh,
has
you matter of fact, Jaden Daniels ain't really doing much either. You can have him too. You're right, Reese. What else should I do with my team?
Drake London has 100% of snaps. Like, he's going to walk into 10 points a night just by being on the field all the time. You offer me a
cannot
wide receiver that's
believe-
there for 40% of snaps, trying to convince me that he's wide receiver 1 for the Bills.
Yeah.
I'm not trading this dude for nothing just because he's on the block. Connor been good, but Mason been better. Talk to me in 3 weeks, motherfucker.
Yeah, with CMC back.
Right. You're not finna get me like that. I don't know who he think he talking
He
to.
think you Austin.
Dang.
You gonna trade for the backup.
Also, I don't know. Also, you disappointed the hell out of me, man. You disappointed the hell out of me. It don't matter. They can't hear you. They can't hear you. They can't hear you. They can't hear you. There's nothing you gonna say to change my mind, so you might as well zip it.
The trade Austin had offered me, I just declined it. It was Baker Mayfield for Brock Purdy. Oh, like it was like backup for backup.
I was just saying that because Austin, last year when we did fantasy football, and he started working with us, he would always have comments on what people was doing, like he was into football and knew, man, I would have done this. I could do it. Oh, man. And then he get in our league, and he makes the worst trade in the entire league.
You finna get riled up
week
over that.
two. In week two. Week two. Thanks for the free $100, man. Thanks for the free $100.
Let me see. Reese don't even have anything on his team that I
He
want.
doesn't.
They just really don't got anything. So I'm just talking.
Shout
him
out to
be
Reese
talking.
though, man. Me and Reese really made it happen.
I feel like he could have got a better deal for St. Brown.
I believe he could too. Because again, I look at this roster and I'm not impressed.
You
It don't
want to
even
talk.
Like it don't even like he got something.
What?
You want to talk.
How so?
Because your deal could have been 30 times better. You chop it up. Again, it ain't got to be to me.
Yeah.
If you be feeling like I want you to trade me, and you got to trade me.
I could have parlayed it.
My team good.
I'm just happy deals were done. That just makes the league so much better to know that people are willing to do
Can
trades.
2 elite teams trade together? Will we see that? Because we really just
So,
seeing
like
the
you and
ass
KB?
team. Yeah, like me and a KB.
Oh, y'all put me in the elite company. Shout out.
Well, you undefeated.
I am undefeated, and I'm gonna be
You
3-0.
ain't gonna be undefeated for long.
Who's beating me?
Me, once we match up.
What week y'all match up?
Right, he's saying that
Oh.
like we got next week. We don't know. Let's see. Oh my God, I might walk to 5-0. I got year 2 rooks this week. His ass suck. He got
Don't
four.
lose
He
to
got
him.
4 people that are doubtful right now that he ain't even thought about changing out of his lineup.
Who the hell
So,
is year 2 rooks?
He
Kyrie?
watched.
Kyron.
He watched this podcast.
But he don't even have backups though. Like, am I gonna be afraid of Adonai Mitchell? Who the hell is that?
plays for the Colts.
Colts. Yeah, I'm not afraid of
From
that.
Texas. He's
The next
speedy.
week I got Austin.
Kyrie could do some fluky shit like put in Cortland Sutton and he goes
No,
off.
I play Kyrie next year.
That's the type
or
of shit
next week.
Kyrie be doing.
I play him this week.
Kyrie be panicking
Oh.
like, oh shit, he ain't playing. Let me put in Cortland Sutton. And Cortland Sutton go off for 2 touchdowns.
He do get the snap share,
He does. Yeah, Cortland Sutton is that man.
so it's just a matter
He
of time.
definitely got multiple people doubtful and
He's got
questionable.
doubtful George Kittle, doubtful Mixon, and then questionable Pittman. Pittman didn't practice yesterday.
You not playing Kyrie Williams?
I'm still trying to figure out between him and James Conner.
It's so crazy because I'm projected.
Kyrie is going against.
It's
He's
the
playing
projections
against
don't
the
really
best
make
defense.
but
mean
Connor
anything.
going against Detroit.
I'm going against Kyron though. I don't think it's gonna matter a grand scheme this week.
Don't
I don't.
sleep.
Does he even check his started or check his lineup?
I'm gonna remind him to. I don't want to just walk into it. But again,
Wait,
his
wait.
replacements ain't no shit.
Kyrie crazy, bro. Kyrie crazy. I'm not even gonna say that. He crazy.
If y'all enjoyed this episode of Numbers on the Board, be sure to leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Next time you see us, we will be ranking the top power forwards in basketball. Who will be one? Will it be Tatum? Will it be Giannis?
It won't.
It's
It will be
Giannis.
honest.
It's gonna be honest. All right, spoiler alert. But what about 2 through 10? We don't really
Right.
know. Leave a like to see that, and we'll see y'all soon.
Get some more trades popping.
Peace.